Sit down, relax. Let your stresses fade away. It's time for Gino's Spot. We're nearly ready for you. We're just fiddling around behind the stage. We're just fiddling backstage with the buttons. Don't just step into the circle, you feel shy. You feel all the fuss. Why? When everybody's looking, don't you sigh? 'Cause you've mystified us.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino Spot.
Gino Spot!
Get to Gino Spot.
Gino Spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino Shot!
Get to Gino Spot.
Gino Spot!
Get to Gino Spot.
Gino Spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino Spot.
Gino Spot!
Explosion brings us in today to Thursday night with Gino Spot. Indeed, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our show for Thursday. We've got snakes. We're talking about snakes tonight. Woo, it's going to be hectic. Fortunately, Mark hasn't brought any with him because he has to keep space in his bucky for all the ones he's going to collect on the way home. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you're going to enjoy tonight. It's going to be a great one. We always have an interest when it comes to animals, and I love it as well. So we're going to chat about the flora and the fauna and snakes as well, a bit of reptilian stuff. So welcome to Wendy Swannell. Lovely to see you from Tsitsikamma. We hope that everything's going. It's been a while indeed. And so great to see Mark tonight. Lovely. I'm sure you get a lot of snakes and things out there too. And all right, so thank you to our sponsors, of course, Spa. Been fantastic, and also that we've just launched the virtual race, which is going to be the virtual challenge this year. It used to be called the Spa Ladies Race, to get people fit again, because we need to be fit if we're going to be coming out of COVID. And I was so disappointed to hear that they didn't lift the masks today. But, you know, if we have to wear masks, we have to wear masks. Apparently, public places are mask-wearing places, so in shops and stuff we still have to. But I think the children in school can finally... stop with the mask wearing. I'm going to save that comment for the song, Alvin Reeves. You come up with new stuff every time. Very nice, very nice. All right, so and of course my wife has been glued to the screen with this living trial of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and I see she was on the podium the other day. She just looked like she was. She just looked like she was acting a bit, but you never know with these things, you know. These lawyers are so bloody good; they make it look good from both sides. And so, yeah, thank you to the sponsors, Spa, and to Fitch and Leeds as well, of course, who's still supporting us with our prize at the end of the night. And you can see Fat Cats has given us some little bit of chow tonight. Fantastic. And of course, a Mobia for our internet as well. And, because internet is the most essential thing here. And they've been so good about it. We've had very few shows with downtime. It's been fantastic. And so let me sing you in. Tell me where you are watching from, indeed. And remember to subscribe to YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube. Gino's first one going down. Are we back? Are we there? Are we there? We are there. We are back again. Yes, indeed. We froze a little bit, I think. But yes, make sure that you subscribe to YouTube, because YouTube is the best way to watch this show. Gino Spot, indeed. And you can go back and look at all the previous shows. We've done almost... must be close to 300 shows. I think we've got about 200 that have been put up on YouTube. So you can go back and see your favorite guests. You need to see who's going on, because this show is about tying people together and about reuniting people and about binding our community together, our Eastern Cape community. I want to bind it together so that we can get through and improve things in this town, because I'm going nowhere. If you want a better place to live, you better make it good where you are. So if we've got to fix our own bed here in the Eastern Cape. We can't rely on the government clearly, so we can rely on ourselves. That is one thing that we can be sure of. We can do things to make things better. So let's do it, and let's sing a little song. I think we'll do a little bit of a Jungle Book vibe for this. Well, I'm the king of the swingers, oh, the jungle VIP. I reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I said, hello, Gino, said Kathy Marsh. I found your pink panty. Oh, you gotta get one for me, cause I need another one soon. Oh, Ronald, hello, yawn. Cause you had to get up early in New Zealand. And Ivan Newman says evening, yeah. And Brian Wilkinson too. Hi from huge ass. I'm singing a bit of huge ass. That's right, Alvin Reeves and Garth Sampson. The weather guru demands it all to save water. I'm telling you, that's right, Garth Sampson. We got about 3 days left. I know, it's terrible. Camilla Ellis is there, says hi everyone. That's my favorite snake man that's on tonight's show. And Sean Sullivan says Cormac knew Captain Sparrow, and he hasn't got an Amber Heard, and he can't be in court. Oh, Sean Pauls, he's a DJ too. And from stage 1 in Cape Town, that's very nice for you. And Evan Marcus, oh yeah, you play left-handed guitar. Woo! All right, I hope you're well, Chum, indeed I am. East London. Snakes and ladders night tonight at Mark the Marshal. There's more snakes than ladders too. Hello, Sean with a little copy on the A. Is that right? I don't know about that. Woo. Said Niven Marcus, you pulling yes new song. Oh, thank you, LaRue Messenger. Enjoy. Go put enjoy. That looks like family for Mark here as well. Fantastic. And Mike Marshall, lovely to see you as well. Highnet.co.za. Mike Marshall, do you remember those days in Westbourne Road? I remember when the internet, I think Mike Marshall invented the internet in the 90s. There we go. Niven Marcus. Oh, I know. Well, Niven, a guy's got to do what he's got to do here on online. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are probably going to go straight into our interview tonight. Indeed, we've got no What You're Watching tonight. So we're right into our interview with Mark Marshall. We're talking snakes and animals and plants.
Ooh, welcome to the show. Now it's your turn to shine. We're gonna have a lucky chat tonight. Another good time.
All right. As you say, Mike Marshall is your brother.
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have guessed that at all. Because I've known Mike for years.
Really have.
No, and I didn't even know he was your put.
It's amazing. A lot of people don't. They go, but they call me Mike. I say, oh, it's Mike. I say, no, Mike's my brother.
Yeah, I know.
Really? I say, no, I'm Mark. Mark and Mike.
You're Mark and Mike, and you've got more hair than the
yeah, a little bit more, but still going like a mess. Doctor says strict instructions: wear the cap wherever you go now. So
really?
You're gonna get skin cancer.
Oh right, okay. So
okay, doctor's fine. I'm just like
with the bald cop. Okay, you gotta watch out.
Yes, like, and I got the spots and stuff already.
Okay.
A couple of times been jabbed, been burnt, and all that.
Yeah. Well, also you're in the sun a lot of the time as well. That's part of your job.
But I love it.
Yeah, I know. Gee, so Mark, thank you so much for coming on.
Very good. Anytime.
Great to have you on. And there's always been an interest with animals and I think particularly snakes. Everybody's got this sort of non-logical fear of snakes.
Yes. A fascination phobia.
It's certainly one of those animals that everybody's afraid of. Yes, for no good reason. I think it's just
exactly.
they're more scared of snakes than lions. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. It's bringing up. It's the way they're brought up. It's the movies they watch. It's the talking. It's the everything, and then boom.
Part of culture, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I think it's even more than that. It's probably like evolution that's taught us to stay away from wriggly things.
Right from when you're a baby.
Ja, van die Bible af, jy weet. It was always the snake in the Bible's the bad one, you know. It's like
I always say, I wish Adam and Eve were tempted by a koala bear or something
Yeah.
like that instead of a snake.
if Eve had just been tempted by a koala.
Yeah, no problem.
Imagine
That'll be something.
It's true. Wendy Swaddle says, "Hi Mark, what a treat having you on tonight. Be prepared for plenty of interesting info, people." That's
very
what she
cool.
says. Wendy's out there in Tsitsikamma, I think so.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Yes,
So she
yes,
must get a lot of snakes out there. I
Yeah,
think.
there is quite a bit, with that forest. Yeah, oh, definitely.
And is that your first love, your snakes? Obviously?
Yes, originally it was birds, but then I held a snake, and then I saw a snake, and then I'm sorry, I was hooked. That
You
was
just
it.
sold it.
Yeah, that was it. In the blood, go
Gee
for it,
whiz.
and never look back. Never look back.
And I mean, what you're doing at the moment, your job at the moment, are you officially employed by this Sandula?
I used to work at the WDC Conservation, the Municipality Conservation, and then I left 13 years ago and started Sandula Conservation, where I specialized in snakes because it was a little bit limiting. I could not get out anymore. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So no way. So I'm going to go my own way, and that's what I did, and this is where I am now. So it's paying off. So I'm happy.
do you still have contract because it's such a specialist thing?
Yes,
I
yes.
mean,
A lot of people ask me to consult for them for certain reptilian things, for specialist reports. For example, like this weekend I went to Valcom Free State to go and have a look at the little sungazer lizards to mark out where the little areas are or the habitats. So solar energy farm can't go and put their solar energy panels there because these lizards need protection. So that's a specialist type of work.
See what's there.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to put
best
these
place,
things if you have to put them in your...
Yeah, yes, that's what I do,
rather
yeah.
put them where it's not going to disrupt things.
Yes, so, but ironically enough, they always have two sites: a site that they propose and a secondary site in case this one's got the bad stuff on, like too many lizards. And funny enough, no lizards on the proposed site, but on the substitute site, full of habitat for them. And that's it. Sorry, you can't go that site. You have to choose your original.
Have the original site.
They're actually happy, so that's the results in the end for both.
Good. So that is a good one.
Yes.
And I mean, so it's and like a lizard like this. I mean, how does that affect? I mean, just for I mean, we don't think about it. We think, okay, put something up, put a solar panel up. What's it going to do?
Yeah, nobody realizes that place, in terms of a nature person who likes lizards and stuff like that, they're critically endangered. So there's not many of them left. So that's why they've got to conserve the lizard, not only him, but his habitat. Because by looking after the habitat, you're looking after the animal. Yeah. They can't go and say, okay, well, let's catch 20, breed them in captivity and release the babies. Why don't you just rather protect the habitat that we don't? Don't have to go through that whole mission. So that's the way. Rather, we're going for more protecting habitat rather than the actual individual animal itself. Yeah.
I've noticed that that these geckos have been all over the place, and it also it always used to be the rain spiders and the lizards.
Yes,
but now it's geckos everywhere.
Oh, those little, they look pink and yellow at night, and
Yes.
then. Okay, now there's a problem because those geckos are not actually South African. They're illegal immigrants. They came from overseas and they're taking over.
From where?
So all East Africa, all those areas.
Really?
But actually they have spread throughout everywhere in the world now. Everywhere.
Really?
And how they're spreading, and cargo and ships and things like that. They're just going from harbour to harbour. About 30 years ago, there was hardly any in PE.
Yes.
Then I used to monitor them arriving at PE harbour. It's a couple on the harbour wall. I was like, that's strange. 5 years later, I was finding them on the KFC at the top of Cape Road. So it's like, wow, 5 years they managed to spread that far. And now you can find them on everyone's walls. And Durban especially.
Every door that you open, one falls on.
That's it. And Durban especially has got over 200 a night on everyone's walls now. There's just so many. Wow. And they're taking over the habitat of our little geckos. So you don't see our tiny little ones anymore. The big ones are actually eating them or taking over. So they're cute and everything, but unfortunately they shouldn't be here.
What can eat those geckos? What can we feed
our
them
little
to?
green snakes that everyone thinks are boomslang. They love them. So,
really?
But the problem is you got geckos in your house, you're going to get them to green snakes visiting you. And then obviously petrified of those. So everybody, please, we've got boomslang, come remove it.
Can we breed those green snakes? Are they dangerous? Can they
totally harmless?
bite you?
100% harmless. They can bite, but
it's not going to happen.
No. They just leave them.
Is that
They'll do their
the
job.
herald?
No, the Natal green. It's
A
a
Natal
little,
green.
like a big, very, very thin green snake.
Okay.
And everyone says a baby boomslang, but it's not. So
okay.
it's a very common harmless snake.
Is it like a bright green or?
Yes. I'm laughing because I get about 1,000 calls a day. We have a baby boomslang. And I just laugh because I actually ask the people when they phone and they say, we have a baby boomslang. And I say, well, what color is it? And they say, it's green. Thinking, I'm dumb. And I turn around and I say, well, this can't be a boomslang because boomslang actually babies are not green.
Yeah,
And then they got totally confused, thrown off, So then a baby boomslang is actually grey with a black band on the back.
Wow.
They've got white lips and orange cheeks.
Okay.
And that's not
That's
green.
not that.
That's
That's
not
not.
it. So any little green snake has to be a Natal green snake, and they're harmless. So they're fine.
And they're indigenous as well.
Totally.
yeah.
Yes, you should keep those. Yes.
What kind of snakes do I find in the valley over here? That's what.
A lot of red-lipped heralds because of the river. They like frogs and brown water snakes, and of course puff adders. I'll always say
puffies.
number one puff adder. They are everywhere, all over,
Really?
all over. People say, "Oh no, I live by the grass, so I don't get them." Oh, I live by a forest, so I don't get them. Oh, I live here. No, you're getting them, whether you like it or not. They're gonna come visit.
Are they quite shy? I mean,
They don't care. I mean, the other day, people are having a braai, and a big puff adder comes crawling between them whilst they're standing by the braai. And it's like, mind your own business. I'm hunting mine. I'm just crawling through to the other side. Don't worry about me. And then obviously everyone pandemonium and everything. So
I must be
that's
just
it, yeah.
off because I haven't seen
Yeah.
any for years.
Yeah, they very how could you say that they're secretive. Even though they're so big and bold, they will hug against the side of a wall or something and just in a corner. So that they choose the correct paths. But you get some real, say, dumb ones. They just go right through people and crazy. Yeah.
It depends
So-
if they're outgoing or not.
Yes, it's all personality, I guess.
Well, I'm missing my notes here.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly grab it.
Yeah.
This is so interesting to me as well because it's so close to home, And I mean, PE snakes, like you say, the puffies and the heralds.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
what are the other common ones that you find in the houses around here, and which are the hot spots? I want to find out where the hot spots
Well,
are.
through the years of catching snakes and everything,
Yes,
I've
yes.
got all the data of all the snakes I've caught and everything because every year I have to renew my capture and release permits and the Environmental Affairs Department, they want to see a register of all the snakes I've caught.
Wow.
So I have documented everyone. So I can actually tell you exactly, they say, oh no, they've got this snake in this area. I say, can't be. It only lives in that area.
Okay.
Like our Cape Cobras. I've actually named the Cobra Belt in PE, the area between Westring and Malabar. That is
Westring and
Cape
Malabar.
Cobra area. That is literally Cobra territory. It's the Cobra Belt. And that's because every year Malabar and Westring get Cape Cobras every single year.
Wow.
So if someone says all of a sudden we have a Cape Cobra in Humewood, I'll say, okay, you brought it in, it came in with your car, you went to visit Addo, and all of a sudden
Have you been to Malabar?
hopped in and that's what happened. So I can tell you exactly that. And Runkhouse, you will not get one in Summer Strand or in Humewood, nowhere there, because it's a total wrong area. You'll get them in Thiescombe, Green Bushes, all those areas.
Yes.
Where it's a little more damper, a little bit more rainfall. That's where they happen.
Okay,
So
like
you
a
tend
bit,
to
yeah.
learn. But you get your commons, your herald snakes, the tall green snakes, brown water snakes, night adders also. They all over the place. Night adders only used to be in Thiescombe, but they've decided to move right down to the bottom of Brickmaker's Cliff. Right
Wow,
down. So
to where Joe
all
lives.
over.
Joe
They
from
all
the
over.
Lindens down there, and the Bridge Street Brewery.
Oh yes, you're gonna get your little snakes.
How many snakes do you get called out to do a day? I mean, how many? Is it
In
always
December, hot months, I'll get probably 25 calls a day.
25 calls a day.
Yeah, and in winter, I'll probably get 3 or 4 a day. So it does decrease.
Today, have you had some today?
I've got
You got
4 more later, and
He's going after the show. He's got 4 more snakes to go fetch.
and I had about 5 call outs today, but luckily, because I'm doing a lot of talking education, so I'm not available. I've got 5 snake handlers that work under me that I send the numbers out, and they go and catch the snakes. Yeah,
That is
nice.
phenomenal.
People don't realize it, but in the past, everyone's saying there's been a drastic increase of snakes in the last few years. It hasn't been. There's been an increase in media. That's the reason why,
They're the same.
Yes,
the same
and
snakes.
lockdown. My goodness, lockdown. Why everyone's saying why over lockdown there's so many snakes? The
don't
snakes
you
have always
notice
been here. It's just that everyone's saying I don't playing in the garden, and now the snakes are pitching up. So that's exactly what's happened. So
I am going to be so
we're
on the
busy in
lookout.
lockdown. Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's noticing them all of a
Yes.
sudden.
Oh yeah, always.
But and have you ever been bitten?
Herald snakes, yes. Scarpstickers, house snakes, absolutely. You don't
Scarpstickers.
worry, but no, scarpstickers are not dangerous.
Okay,
no.
nice.
And
That
but
big one,
never
how does this-
venomous. No.
How big is? I like the name
Scarpstickers get to about
Scarpsticker.
this big, but that's a myth snake again. Hey, it doesn't do anything with snakes. I mean, with sheep. So scarpsticker's got nothing to do with sheep
really?
at all.
Okay.
It's the old myth from the farmers many years ago.
Okay.
Scarpstickers love savanna grassland area, and so do sheep. So now 1 or 2 sheep die. Farmer goes looking, sees a dead
Oh, it's
sheep,
a slong now.
lifts it up and sees a poor little scarpsticker called under it and goes, now that's a scarpsticker that killed my sheep, and it's got
Yo.
the name. So,
Okay.
I mean, the Americans call it a spotted scapsticker or something. They can't pronounce it.
Scapsticker?
So that's why, yeah. So it's a myth snake. It's not even dangerous. Mild venom. Venom does nothing to humans, so it's not.
I want to hear about your
yeah.
close shaves. I want to
Which
hear
one?
because that's like a,
Yes,
it must
yes.
be a story or two there with something.
With my wife or with the snake?
Oh, well, right,
Because she's always involved because I never tell her until after the incident,
really?
and then I
she-
should have told her.
Then she gets the
before.
mood in with you.
Yes, yeah.
Why
so-
didn't you tell me, Mark?
Exactly, yeah. And it's bad.
okay.
Probably the worst one was a red spitting cobra from Kenya, a nice, beautiful red one. And a stupid mistake on my behalf. I've had them for 4 years already.
Yeah.
Taken them out the cage.
Oh, this is your
cleaned the
own
cage.
one?
Yeah, my own one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I've known him for years. Beautiful snake.
Too familiar
Yeah.
with him, eh?
I had the goggles. I definitely had the eye goggles, but they were on my head, not the eyes. So.
Oh, shit.
And what happened? Phone rings. And it's a normal scenario in a movie, you know. Hello, yeah, okay. Put the phone down. Where's the snake? Okay, yes. Grab it like this, put it in the tank again, and noticed I didn't have the goggles, and then boom, in the face. So right, straight away. So
It
yeah.
noticed, or you noticed?
It noticed.
It noticed.
It never spattered me for 4 years. Ever. Never. Until
It
the one
knows
day I
that
don't
you
have the
haven't got.
goggles.
What a little
Didn't it
bastard.
realize no goggles on, and boom, it just gave it to me like solid dose in the face, yeah. So I know that was bad, yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, sore
I mean, that
eyes.
stuff is that. I mean, if it gets in your mouth,
Yeah,
it's
it's bad.
also
If you
bad.
breathe it in, obviously you get the
Lungs.
cytotoxic envenomation in the lungs, yes, but I didn't luckily. Just the eyes, so I washed my eyes out straight away. I drove to, now this is the bad mistake, I drove myself to the hospital.
Oh, right. So
Because there was nobody
you're
else.
halfway
So
there. you
this
can't
eye's
see.
blind, and I'm like, and I'm seeing little
Oh, my
dots in this
God,
eye,
no.
and I get there to the receptionist, and I got my glasses on, my sunglasses, and I said to her, listen, please, you got to help me because I've been spat in the face by a spitting cobra.
Yeah.
And she turned around and said, no, we don't get spitting cobras here, so no. Oh, yes,
No,
you
no,
do.
no,
And I
no.
opened my eyes, and my eyes was bloodshot like that. It was just like, oh my goodness, come back. And then I opened my eyes and dripped saline solution in my eyes for like 5 hours or something,
Really?
and rinsed them out and all that, and
Okay,
gave them
okay.
antibiotics and all that kind of
Is
stuff.
that
So-
what the treatment is?
yeah,
for that
that's the
stuff?
treatment. About 5 hours of pure ice cold treatment. Because
5 hours
Yeah.
of opening your eyes with saline solution.
Chinese torture, like, but it's
Oh, God.
beautiful because that frozen stuff landing on your eyes actually freezes your eyes and takes the pain away, which was wonderful. you know.
Oh, really? Okay.
But it was amazing. My sinuses were so open. It was beautiful.
Oh, really?
I could smell euthanac from home. It was like amazing. I could
Is it like
clear
Iliad
sinuses.
and stuff?
Even better. It cleared everything up. It was amazing. I had like stashing tubes cleared, everything. That venom sorted me out. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it took about 2-3 weeks to actually get out of it properly. Yeah, so that was fine.
Because you were just talking
Yeah.
about a little guy that got it in.
Yes,
in,
yeah, he got
Cape
it
Town
bad.
way, huh?
Yeah, just outside of Paul. Yeah, he got a terrible hit by a black spitting cobra in the face.
Black.
Yeah, that's-
Which one is this? One's a red
I
one.
was a
isn't
red
it?
spitter from Kenya, an exotic one, but he was indigenous. But the black spitters, they're designed to hit the eyes. They are really designed. They're venom. They have a lot of venom, and it was a potent hit. So
They just spit
Yeah,
it.
it's
Eh?
right,
Does it come
sorry.
as a stream?
yeah, it's like our wrinkles are, I'd say, little poofter snakes because they stand up and they throw the venom at you. They don't really squirt it at you.
Okay.
A spitting cobra can aim accurate at about 4 meters, like dead on accurate at your face.
4
and
meters?
Jet spray at your face like that. So that's why.
Wow.
And then just before your face, it goes like shotgun open, and that's why it
really?
hits you hard like that. So they know how to do it. They know how to master it. So yeah.
So they know if you can
Yes.
spit like that, you'll be flipping it.
Yeah, that's not
They put it in a
nice,
stream and then it gets to the
Yes,
you and it just
yes.
explodes.
Yeah, no, they masters. So they are
Wow.
absolute masters. Yeah. So-
Ah, that is phenomenal.
Yeah, and also they have allergic reaction. People now, when
Yeah.
you've been working in the same room as a spitting cobra for a few years, your body gets allergic to the air because the vaporized venom is in their feces and in the general air. So some people can walk into a snake room and really have allergic reaction. And then they know there's a spitter in the room somewhere.
Yeah.
So luckily I haven't got any of that.
Yes,
so
yes. So
I'm
the
happy,
allergies.
yeah. So my spitters are still happy at home.
Wow, guys!
that's
If
nice,
you guys are watching now, please. Where Snake is, I will not be close. Easy, he says.
Yeah.
Please share this this thing, or share the link for this, because if you can share the YouTube link, because it's great for people to know what to do as well when they get bitten. We're going to chat about that now too. Charmaine van der Mesh says Mark is our own Indiana Jones. Is that right?
I feel like that
You
when
know.
I catch a snake, a big snake or legovan or something like that.
Yeah, we were just talking about the Legavans, and Sean Paul says, "Is Mark as good at snakes and ladders as he is at the real deal?"
I suck at snakes and ladders. My kids whip me every time. I can't do it.
Oh
so.
no! Alvin there says he loves Sandula Conservation Facebook page.
Yes,
He
yes.
told me to identify all the types of snake.
Awesome, man.
Fantastic, Alvin. If you can just share that in one of the link for us, then we'll post it to all the different destinations. I think Gary can possibly do that. I don't know if his skills are good enough. We can get that link out, because it's so important as well, because it educates people. A bit, like, people have got this fear of snakes, no matter what snake it is, and if if you're educated as to what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Then
education is a key thing. It's amazing, but you got to have a motive for that education first. I mean, once at the PE cemetery, they extended it by 100 by 100 meters at the big cemetery in North End.
Yes.
And I got called out because there were snakes there, and I always go onto the scene.
Yes.
And I went there, and there's a couple little brown house snakes killed.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, shame, you know?
Yeah.
And there's like 50 workers there, and I couldn't blame them, because, I mean, a snake's a snake, they're scared.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I said to them, listen, I'll give you 10 rand for every snake you bring me that's alive.
Okay.
My goodness, 98 snakes later.
98 snakes.
All alive. And I was
Wow.
like, what an achievement. But it
Like
made
a
me
grand.
broke. But I was so happy because
Yeah.
just because of that. And then afterwards I said, listen guys, I cannot pay you anymore. You will not believe they still afterwards brought me snakes, no harm done to them,
wow,
for
shame.
no fee at all. So I won
shame.
them all over. So
that's
that
brilliant.
to me is a bit of a consolation.
And that's so cool,
thing,
because that if you know that brown snake is nothing, is not
Exactly,
poisonous and it's
yes.
not dangerous,
Then they leave it. They
of
often.
course.
I mean, I get WhatsApps now saying, "What snake is this? If
Yeah.
it's safe, it can stay in my garden."
Yes,
and I'm
okay.
like, "Well, it's the snake,
That's
whatever."
okay.
And then they're happy, so
Okay.
that works.
We've had a couple of those heralds. There we go.
Yes.
Gary's just shared that as well. So
Okay,
please
there you go, yeah.
have a look on all the destinations now. There is a link
Yeah.
to that page too. So
Awesome.
educate yourselves, people. That's the way to do it. There it is. Look, there he's got it. Sandula Conservation.
There you
Marshall,
go.
there we go. And I see. Is that a bite? Is that a snake bite?
No, someone spider bites. That,
spider bites.
but they advise for a spider bite. But I get advice to please see a doctor, because that doesn't look like a spider bite. It looks like some kind of infection or something else. Not
Okay.
a spider. That's a little red-lipped herald.
Oh, is that a little
was
herald
found in
there
someone's
as well?
house. Another red-lipped herald. See how common that was.
Yeah, it's
They
in
pop
a
up.
dustpan.
Yeah,
Shaman.
that's an assault green snake that was there. That's
Yeah.
a spotted bush snake from East London.
a spotted bush snake.
Yeah, that's a snake from Europe. That's still needs to be
Okay.
identified. There's
Chameleons.
The people love their chameleons.
Are the
yeah.
chameleons? Are they dying out as well? I mean.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not as many as what there used to be, you know. But
You don't
there's
see them. You don't see them anymore on the.
So the problem is, a lot of people now have decided their gardens, because of water usage, they want to go onto cactus, aloes, and things like that, which these little chameleons don't like. They like shrubs and bushes, which means you've got to water them. So everybody's got these, ironically enough, these wise gardens because of all the cactus and aloes and succulents.
Yes.
But the chameleons don't like it. They like bushes, so they have to water the bushes. They don't have them, so now they're changing. So the chameleons leave and they go somewhere else.
Okay.
That's what's happening. So if you want chameleons, bring back all of those bushes. Don't bring back the palm trees, all the long thin leaved.
Yeah.
They don't like it. They want bushes.
What kind of bushes would you say would be best? Like indigenous bushes?
Plumbago, that honeysuckle, all of those type of indigenous bushes that just grow nice
honeysuckle,
and
the
bushy with
purple
lots.
one, is this?
The plumbago's the purple, and the honeysuckle's the orange one. It's nice little orange flowers. And the bees love it, the flies love it, and the chameleons love it too, because they just sit there and boom, boom, boom.
The flies. I don't like
Yeah.
the flies. We need stuff that eat
That's
the
it.
flies.
The
Bastards.
chameleons love flies, so yeah,
they?
they
Oh,
love them, they love them, yeah. Or you can get what a lot of people do. If they know there are chameleons in the area, they get those, the stinky fly traps.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they get those fly traps and hang it in the garden.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not to get rid of the flies, it's to bring the flies in so the chameleon sits on the side and just
Tell them.
It's like a takeaway. You can do that if you want to.
Really?
It
Is that
stinks a bit, but yeah, that's what
Is that
happens.
the way to do it?
That's
Oh,
one of the ways
I mean,
to bring
you
them.
also
Yeah.
get those fly traps with where you put they smell
Yes.
like crap and then
They do. I mean, we got one by outside our front door, and it
Yeah.
stinks. So, but
Yeah, it's
this-
terrible.
This job that
it takes the flies. Holy
does.
moly, you
It
wouldn't
catches
believe how many
flies.
flies that
It works.
Jeez.
So bad, yeah.
And I mean, safe ways of because I know you're not supposed to put poisons out and stuff
Yes,
for rats
yeah.
and things. And,
Yes.
We've spoken about that before, and I know that and you said you were into birds as well.
Yes,
originally.
yeah. I like them. I enjoy them, man.
You said
But
you
I
had to
don't
breed
have
birds.
time to rehab them because to rehab a little the corp or something with a broken wing, it takes weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's dedicated time.
Yeah.
But now reptiles, you sort him out, you sit him there, he's happy for a while.
Okay.
So you could rehab a reptile like a tortoise. My goodness, everything's slow with the tortoise.
Yes.
And I'm slow when it comes in too, which is nice. So that's good. But with the bird, everything's fast. Everything is a lot of, you've got to be hands on all the time, and I don't have the time for that anymore. So
But
that's
how are the tortoise populations here? Because I also we don't see tortoises in the island.
I have a sanctuary, and I've run it for about, I think it's 14 years now,
Sanctuary,
going
eh?
on 14. Yes, yeah.
That's I
Yes.
saw the name there. It was it's Humps and what was it?
Humps and bumps.
Humps
yeah.
and
I think
bumps.
it's quite appropriate.
Yeah.
so. No, my wife actually came up with that name because what should we call the sanctuary? And it started because when I was working nature conservation, I used to be the tortoise guy going to people's houses, confiscating, collecting tortoises.
Okay.
Then I left, and people still phone me for tortoises. So now I'm collecting all the tortoises, but now it's illegal because I'm not appointed anymore by
I
nature
see.
conservation.
Okay.
So that's why I thought, well, why don't we apply for a permit and see what
Yes.
happens? And then we applied for a full-blown sanctuary permit, and we got it, and they were
Okay.
happy with it. But the first year, wow, we had something like 700-800 tortoises. In our farm. We started making pens. We started making large pens, and we do rotational grazing like cows. We
Okay,
graze
wow.
in that pen for the
The
day,
noise is
and then
up
this
the
pen.
cow. Oh,
It's
crazy.
crazy. It's mad, eh? Yo, man.
You released
That's
them
how
and
we
they come
did,
out.
and then they re-release. Yeah, we do a lot. We've probably released just under 2,500 now. So that's quite nice. I'm very happy with that. you know.
And where are them into the valley and into the,
We thought originally to release into the Balkans and stuff, but then the plight of the Balkans, everything's happening to the Balkans. So we release basically on very well protected private nature reserves.
Okay,
So
okay.
at least we know they're safe,
Yes,
and the only
yes.
things to worry about is fire.
Yeah.
And a lot of them do handle fire, so that's okay. So other than that, it's fine. But so we've got tortoises, but now 13 years later, we're still getting tortoises. It's
Jeez.
amazing. We thought it would peter out. Everyone like the novelty's worn off.
Yeah, no.
But my goodness, we got 6 or 7 the other day from animal anti-cruelty, and people just phone us. Like an old lady will phone says, Mark, please can you help me? I've had these tortoises 45 years. And I'm like, okay.
Holy moly.
And I'm going to an old age home.
Oh,
so I can't bring
shame.
them with me. Can you come collect my little babies? I said, okay, I'm
shame,
coming.
man.
I picked up their 76 tortoises. Wow. My goodness. She's
Are they
had
big
them.
then?
All little angular tortoises, the tiny little ones,
because you want those
And,
big
yeah.
those big
Oh, the
tortoises.
big leopard tortoises. Yes,
Well,
yes.
they're called leopard tortoises.
Yeah,
The ones we in
yes.
Settlers Park. So I mean, I don't know if
Yes,
any of you
yes,
remember
yeah.
going to
Yes,
Settlers
yes,
Park
yeah.
up there, and there were always this like
Yeah.
herd of.
They were
massive-
all hunted out, unfortunately. It's very sad. People eat them, and they're an easy catch. So that's why they all been hunted out. But the last one that I actually took from Settlers Park, because when I was still working in nature conservation, they actually phoned us, Mark, please, we're going to shoot this tortoise, or you're going to have to remove it. And I said, why? Everybody's having a picnic, and this tortoise just comes and rams them over. It's just one of those tortoises that rams people over, lifts their cars up, and just creates havoc in Settlers Park. So
Yes, sir.
I
That's
eventually
strong.
got him. Yeah, I called him Big Boy. He was a good 40-odd kilo one. Took him home. I had him for 17 years or something, and eventually passed away from old age.
Oh,
he was
man.
probably a ripe old age of about 80 years old when we got him. So no, he was a great. But then he buggered us up, and I got it all the
he's
time.
90-something years
Yeah,
old.
they can live old ages, absolutely ages. Yeah.
Is it because of the lack of energy?
It's
that they
it's slow metabolism. It's they know when to cool off, when to eat, when not to eat. Life is slow for them. That's the thing with the tortoise. It's like that's why when you have a sick tortoise, it's the worst thing to diagnose. Like, okay, what's wrong with you? Okay, that's what.
I'm
They
feeling
just
a bit
look at you
lethargic.
and- yeah, but my wife's good at that. She'll walk out and go, "That one's sick. That one's sick. That one's fine." Just because of their behavior, because we've gotten so used to that one. Why is he sleeping there? He's not meant to be sleeping there. We know they're meant to sleep this side. Now he's sleeping there. He's sick. And we know you take them into the vet, they get flu, they get all that type of stuff. So
Wow.
antibiotics and all that kind of treatment, and it works. So that you
Okay.
can tell. But yeah, sometimes you can't. They die, and you go, I didn't know you were sick. And that's
Well, I'm
what
glad
it
to
is,
know
yeah.
that they are still around
Yes.
because I mean,
They
like I
are.
said, the valley. I mean,
Yes.
I believe the guys hunt them all the
They
time.
do. Yeah, they
Take them out, so,
a lot of people actually. It's quite sad. They actually get tortoise and they phone us. Please come. We saved this tortoise, and I go. So where did you save it? No, you saved it from the Balkans. I'm like,
no, not really saving it.
There's not really. Put it back.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just from that area.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
leave it there. You know. So. But a lot of times, even people phone and say, please, we don't have transport or anything.
Yeah.
We need it released. We've found it on our road. We nearly rode over it.
Oh,
I actually go there, pick it up, and actually go take it out and
Yeah.
release it straight away for them.
Because when they're in the
So
road,
that's
that's the danger.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I mean, we often see them in the valley, and we just move. I always move
Yeah.
them into the place
Yeah.
where deep into the bush somewhere.
That's
where
it.
they can,
I always say, like, when I teach kids, I turn around and say, if you see a tortoise in the road in a busy area in the street, stop, pick up the car, take it to a vet. Vet gets hold of me, I can pick it up and I can release it.
Okay.
That's it. Or if you're on an open road and it's crossing the road, stop your car, pick him up and put him
Put
in
it
the
on the
bush.
other side.
The other side. And then you're fine. Don't drive away without handling it. It'll get hit by cars. So,
Yo,
yeah.
holy moly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, there's so much. I mean, it's also the plants is the other thing.
Yes,
you
yes,
got
yes.
into the plants.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and,
yeah,
and,
no.
and you move plants around or something.
Yes, yes. A lot of people don't realize that as much as I love snakes and things, I've got the other side of plants too that I enjoy. So yeah, I've got quite a nice collection. I enjoy.
Okay.
So I keep my own and search and rescue. Yeah, that's a big thing for us. Yeah.
And clearing the valley and stuff. I know there was.
Yes, yeah.
And I presume there's all around urban areas.
Yeah.
Is that where
Yes.
the main thing is?
No, it's within the urban. We get the small search and rescues, the day ones, where people phone and so what happens is now you get environmental affairs, who's basically the custodian of giving you permission of how you can develop, if you can develop and stuff. So people want to put like a 500 unit townhouse complex up, but it's in indigenous areas. So they'll say, yes, you can develop, but you need only so many units, blah, 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 water this, storm water that, but you have to do a fauna and flora search and rescue.
Yes.
And that's where I come in. I come in there and I do, I search for everything. Literally anything and everything except cockroaches.
Okay, yeah.
But everything,
The kakalak.
all the snakes, the spiders, but remember, everything's got a different permit. The green spiders are on a different permit to a normal spider or to a little snake, different permits. So you got to apply for every kind of permit for the capture and release. Once you get those permits, even for plants, different categories, you go on there and you literally go mad. You save everything. You think you're like Noah's Ark. You go and you take them all, and then you either relocate them into a natural area where the department has said, this area you cannot develop. So we go there and we plant them there. That's a protected area. And that's it. So that's what we do. So, or we'll take them to Van Stadens for Arbor Day or something like that. So people can take them,
Yeah. Have you ever been in danger when you've done this sort of search and rescue kind of thing, or you know?
We get chased by cows. I must say that. They're like, and then it's like, was that a kudu? Oh, I wish it was a kudu because they ran away. But cows, they are quite aggressive at times. So just avoid them and stuff like that. But people-wise, not too bad. We had one episode outside of Malabar where gangsters came up and roughed us up and everything
Really?
like that. And all that. So, but I mean, we go with cops now, so it's fine. Or protection. We actually have hired protection in those areas now. They actually walk around with us just to make sure that we're safe.
And you take everything
Yeah.
from what is
yes.
like the
Yeah, we've got our containers. I mean, the one has got like one scorpion because you can't put a scorpion with another one. So
Yeah, oh, right.
you go like, we caught 40 scorpions. That means 40 little containers. Okay, and that's it. And you one by one, okay, that's fine. And our geckos, okay, we've got a gecko container. And then, that was too full. These more geckos, yeah. And then when a snake comes in, also separate because snake will obviously eat the
course, so you
geckos.
gotta have all these
All
different-
these
you
different
gotta make
things.
lots of
Okay.
different
Yeah,
trips,
always. And then the worst thing is if you're like 6-7 kilometers into the bush and you find a tortoise. And a big one. And now you can't now walk with this thing all the way back to the car and drop him off in the car and head back out again. So some search and rescues take a good couple of weeks out there literally, and plants, like tons and tons of plants that you remove.
Okay.
I mean, I did the Bay West City.
Yes.
I did that relocation. We actually moved a whole rock outcrop and placed it somewhere else.
A rock outcrop as well?
Rock outcrop with the TLB bulldozers, lifted up, rock for rock, and
you're going to move
just
that
under
rock,
it,
so it's got to be the things that live there.
Yeah, you got to catch all the things, remove all the plants, strip it to its basically to the soil, and then get TLBs, make trenches where you're going to put the rocks and lift them up, south facing, right, south facing, all that, and one by one, boom, drop them in one by one like that. So relocated our outcrop where their parking lot is now. So
What's the weirdest kind of animal or thing that you've found in these places?
Snakes always give a fright. I have to
Isn't
admit.
it?
Puffhead. It's like you digging little plants out. Next minute you're pulling and I'm like, that's a puffhead. I don't know. That happens, and I think one of the worst things are the solifuges. I don't know if you know them. They red Roman spiders. They're big, hairy spider / scorpions.
Anybody
/
seen one of
aliens. They're crazy things. Like when you flash one of those out, they just run up you like this, and you scream like a little girl, and everyone laughs at you and all that. And then you still got to catch it because you got to be like, hey, so it's good fun. And baboon spiders also, they're very aggressive, and you see them, you lift up a rock and there's a massive baboon spider, you're like, oh, nice, catch this. And we challenge ourselves, we say, okay, well, no sticks, just use your finger. And we do things like that. You got to have fun when you're out there.
Of course.
That's it.
You got to enjoy your job.
Yes. And the worst, also the biggest fright is probably when you're going very slowly and then you flush out a hare or one of those big rabbits. They wait until you're half a meter and then they just jump and you just wet yourself.
You know what the hell's coming at you?
Big fright, but they're harmless, but you get a fright. Yeah.
Let's have a look at a couple of these comments that are coming in here. Ronald Menor says, I can understand the no water story, but no alcohol on the table. I know, we've got some over here, Ronald. It's all here. We've run out of punters. But Keith Clark always brings in the punters, but he's got us some Spartacus in the meantime. We've got and he's got his drink on that side too. Jörg van Onsland, we removed a liquor van from our house in Beachview a few years back as well. Right away out of Beachview.
Yes, there we go, all over the place.
And you're close to the sea.
I say in Thiescombe, but the snake willouts, snakes don't have a time, they don't have a place, they don't have convenience. So any time is any time for a snake.
24 hours a day.
People are phoning 2 in the morning and say, Mark, I'm sorry to wake you up. And say, but what's the problem? just tell me, I'll go and get that snake. Don't feel bad. It just happens.
What do you say to someone like Niven who says, I'm deathly scared of snakes because I've never lived on farms, etc. How can I get over that fear? Because I find snakes interesting, but cuck scared.
I do snake awareness, fear factor, not factor, but fear talks when I actually sit down with a person one-on-one and I get them use the snakes and they handle snakes.
So you actually bring snakes?
Oh yes, you can't do it without snakes. I'll bring the snakes one by one.
Bring them one by one, get them over. You got to do a course, Niven. You got to do a course with Mark to get that story. Oh my word! I see there Wendy Nell is saying there that Mark makes PE safe. I love knowing that he will save the day when we find a snake. Thank you.
No problem.
I know it is nice to know that. I wish you got you on my list as well. Good, just in case. I love your FB group. Learning so much about snakes and spiders and stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
Having dogs around, would that keep snakes away?
No, we have a lot of dog and snake conflicts. It's like a lot. Often dogs are rushed to the vets and everything, and then we go out to the snake whilst the dog's at the vet. We go out to the yard to catch a snake, and it often happens. So the dogs will tell you there's a snake. They'll make you aware there's a snake, but they'll also try and attack it and get themselves bitten. So it doesn't really help. No.
Look at Wendy's. She's got a question that she's obviously wants to know the last answer there. But what do you do with the snakes after catching them? Where do you release them? Just asking.
I love people's reactions. Like I remember a big boom thing in the yard, and they say, and I'll tell them, and I know what they're going to ask. They're going to say, they travel up and down like a kilometer apart, and they'll come back tomorrow for and all this. And they say, so where do you release it? And I say, just half a K up the road. and then you don't have a heart attack. But no, I'll normally release the closest nature reserve or open area to where I found the snake.
Okay.
So like Maitland's Reserve and stuff. But don't worry, you're not going to walk in Maitland's and find like 20 puff adders sitting there.
This is where you always release them in the same place.
No, we one, that type of thing. So you'll never find them. They just scurry away.
And once they go, how far does a snake travel in a day?
Puff adders can travel about 1.5 K a day.
Okay.
Cape Cobra is up to 4 or 5 Ks a day. So that's why when you release a Cape Cobra, you drive far. You go very far. Because now if a farmer says you're releasing it on his property, he's got sheep and goats and cattle.
no.
He's not going to be happy with you. And residential areas, things like that, people often go and release or pull over the side of the road. Somehow people know when you take a hook stick out of the car, they can stop. Are you releasing a snake here? So yes, I am. I'm halfway to nowhere. I can release a snake here. It's my right. So and then I release it. So yeah, that's it. But
Hey, are you releasing a snake here on my farm?
yeah, and I said, don't worry, you're never going to come past the snake again. So you just do it on the quiet. Just go. That's it.
Jörg van Onsland says cats around the house keep snakes away. Mom had to raise 5 children on a farm full of
Yeah.
snakes. She had about 30 cats that lived around the
Yes.
farmhouse.
What's happening is cats do keep them away.
Yeah.
But you get the naughty cats that bring snakes in the house too. Like little family in Mount Pleasant, 4 puff adders the cats brought into the house already. Literally, and not even a bite on the cat. The cat
Jeez,
just
that-
100%.
bro,
Just
just
picks up
carries
the
it.
puff adder, drops it in the lounge.
Drops it
Thank
in
you.
the
There you
lounge.
go. There's your
There we
present. and walks
go.
out again.
Cats
So
are like that. They're
they do.
bastards.
No, they do their own thing.
You're not meant to see chameleons. I know. Maybe I wasn't. The
Yeah.
same color.
I've just finished my chameleon talks this week now, and it's amazing. People don't know chameleons don't change their spots and their stripes and everything to fit into the environment. They only change because of the mood.
Yeah,
It's
is it
not
the
because
mood?
of the environment. That's why, if you put them on a smarty box, they don't change into smarties.
Ah, not.
No,
It's not the way it works.
So that's why they change because of the mood. If they cross a different color, that they're very emotional creatures. So, so that's why they don't blend in.
This
Yeah.
emoji. The God Samson says, what happened to the tortoises at the museum? Was that the same ones as the...
What happened at the museum, they had a massive tortoise area where they had huge, big leopard tortoises in,
Yes.
which was wonderful. But they got rid of them because then they turned that whole area into amphitheater and all that entertainment.
yeah.
So they didn't have any facilities for them anymore.
Okay, so-
But they got a small little area with a couple little tortoises in, but there's no ways they match those big golden oldies.
Yeah.
So those tortoises.
Where do
left
the
years
leopard
ago.
tortoises live then? Are they around? Yeah.
Leopards, not too much in the residentials anymore, but on big farms, they are still around. Seaview still has, surprisingly enough, big monsters that are walking around.
Really?
So, yeah, huge ones. I mean, the other day I took a fetch one like 38 kilos, like an absolute monster. And she was just cruising across the road and like doing her own thing. So, they are around, but they prefer big open grass areas.
Yeah.
They love big thicker cue grass, and they literally like cows. They'll sit there and graze all day. So if you have that facility for them, you've got them. They'll come and visit.
Mimi,
Yeah.
I was just at Mimi today, and they're looking at some smart stone. She does the smart stone
Oh,
stuff.
very cool, yeah.
And she says, you do amazing work, Mark.
Oh,
Thanks,
cool,
Mimi.
I enjoy
And
it.
Camilla Ellis says, as kids, we lived close to Settlers Park. Done Sienna, a nasty, aggressive mountaintop daughter moved in. She used to mount our back steps into the kitchen and spit at us and the dogs.
Yeah, I know they're nasty. Big tortoises are nasty. Hey, see also how we get tortoises. Someone picks up one off the side of the road, like they're traveling, and they go, "Oh, look at this poor tortoise." Shove it in the boot, take it home.
Yeah.
Phone me about an hour later. Mark, please come get this tortoise. It's
Yes,
killed my
tortoise.
garden. My wife's gonna come home, and now the plants are all ruined and
God,
eaten, and they have enormous appetites, and they're very destructive. So yeah, no.
Wendy's worried about her pups. It's the fear for the pups. It's
Well,
it's
that's
dangerous
what-
for little animals.
Yeah, you obviously the adult dogs will warn, but I always tell people watch your dogs because they have the normal postman bark where they bark and everything, but then they have a different bark when there's a snake. It's a completely different, excited bark. It's got a bit of aggression in it,
Yes.
but it's more of the high-pitched, excited bark. When you hear that, go and have a look.
Go and have a look.
Because
Okay.
seriously, there will be a snake. They're trying to tell you there's something different there. Not a postman, someone walking past. It's a snake.
So that's the warning. That's
it.
the
Watch
warning
your
that you
dogs.
got to
Watch your animals' behavior.
Warning
Yeah.
bells.
Always watch
Annalene
it.
van Rooyen says amazing work. Thank you so much, Annalene. And just have you got any? Were you at Bay World as well? Did you
Yes,
work there?
yes,
Is
yeah,
that
I
right?
worked there. That was my first real job.
Oh, no
I was
way.
a waiter for many years, and I was studying, and I wanted to be a lawyer.
Where did you waiter?
Yeah, at Mike's Kitchen.
Ah,
The bridge, many years ago.
But your brother was happy about
Yes,
that.
yes, he worked there too for a
Did he?
while.
Mike worked at
he
Mike's
worked
Kitchen.
there. So yeah, we're there in the porterhouse there at the beachfront for a little while, but back to Mike's Kitchen again. And then I was actually going to be a lawyer. I was in my fourth year of law actually. So, and I said, no, I'm not going to be a lawyer. I don't like this. I prefer, still had that pull for animals. So I eventually gave up my job in a waiter for a very measly little salary at the snake park as a junior snake handler. And when I got
Who did you
there,
study under there? Who was the main snake?
a chap called Rob Hall. He's overseas now, but he was like the first guy that got me into it. And then as I arrived, he left. So I was like, oh no. And then we got two more people. But then I was virtually on my own. There was another chap there called Kim Timmons who really looked after me well there in that area. And then I started that job. I was there about a month, and I thought this is the best job in the world. So
Snakes.
I get to play with snakes all day. This is the best job in the world. And then I saw an offer for a nature conservation job. So I was there probably 3 years at Baywalk.
Okay.
Yeah, but I still, I've got snakes there now still, which I've got on loan for display. And I've always still, and I will always have a relationship with them.
Yeah,
It'll never ever change. Yeah, we always like it. I always go there and have a chat.
And Baywalk down, Baywalk.
Yes.
And I believe they're going to be revamping that whole area as well.
I heard something like that. Yeah, they're going to do it.
MBDA, they've got amazing plans there for.
That's
for
lovely.
that
That's
thing as
lovely.
well.
They must just increase the size of the snake park and the amount of snakes. And
Okay, then
that's
you'll
what
be
we-
happy.
So I'll be very happy. Yeah.
Well, I think if there anybody listening, somebody tag Darrell, Darrell Superior, please, because we need to get a nice big snake park
That's
to
a
educate
monster
people
park,
about the
yes.
snakes. And any incidents that might stand out for you at your time at the snake park? Like, did you do displays and stuff?
Yeah, we do I was so shy, I was told you have to do a snake demo today. And I was like,
terrified.
oh my goodness, a snake demo. So I get all my snakes ready, I get there and get out there, there's like 3 people, I'm like, huh? So I sat down, I just chat to see them, get a little bit more confident, then next month, then December holidays came. And remember those days, people
big,
used to
eh?
pump, and I get there like 200-300 people, I'm like, oh my goodness, and you have to wear a microphone now. And that just like threw me off, totally. I'm like, this was a silicon snake. I mean, cinnamon snake. I mean, this. I you
silicone
struggle.
snake.
That was very embarrassing. But then you get they stand out for me. But also the breeding. You get a very rare snake like a Cuban boa or something, and you do all the temperature manipulation, everything like that, just for their breeding. You put them together, and then boom, they breed, and
Wow,
that's satisfying.
temperature manipulation.
Yeah, they've got to be hibernated and all this. There's a huge big thing into it, And once you do that, and
So it's obviously a hell of a science. This
Yes,
snake
yeah.
story. So for
Oh,
breeding,
yes.
do you breed your snakes as well?
Yes, I breed my snakes. But some of the rare ones, I mean, you got to all practically put them in the fridge for a few months just to sleep.
Really?
Because remember, they're from overseas.
freezing
and it
temperatures.
snows there, so you got to keep them down.
Holy crap.
Some of our snakes I used to put on the floor of the garage in a little container. And people say, sure, but no food, no water for 3 months. I go, yeah, it wants that. Believe me, that's what it wants. If it doesn't get that, it actually decreases their life expectancy because they need it. That's their natural situation. Yeah. So
there's a long
there's a lot to do it. That's why I always tell people, don't just go and buy a snake. Do some research on the snake you're buying first. Know how to look after it properly.
Do they
That's
sleep?
the way.
Do snakes sleep?
Oh yes, they dream also.
Every
yeah.
night,
It's
every night,
amazing.
like-
They sleep.
Once
They
a
do
day.
not close their eyes. Everyone else
that's
sleep. Do
right.
they
They
close
sleep
their
like
eyes? No, you can see they sleep, but they almost sleep like dolphins. No, they can swim still, but they're still sleeping. Like they'll switch their minds off, but they say their awareness is still there because they can still see things and they can still smell things. So if there is any danger, they will wake up straight away. But they do seriously have a sleeping time. I mean, I can be holding a corn snake, people hold it, and I'll say, that snake's actually falling asleep on your hand. It actually has, like, and then you can tell, So they do sleep. Everything needs energy. So they
Not like a chicken though, because like a chicken,
No,
they
no,
roost.
chicken
They're
shows you,
They're shocking when they're sleeping.
No, they're terrible.
They're shocking.
no,
They may as well be cooked in an oven.
No, you
Because-
walk,
Yeah.
pick them up. Yeah, no shame. Oh, no.
And I see Mark, the greatest asset to PE, says George. Wished other regions around the country had someone like you with his knowledge and fantastic character. Anything, Sean
shame,
Pauls.
That's
What a
cool.
legend. And I see there's Sue Rhodes saying, what, if anything, scares you? Do you have anything that scares you?
I do have actually.
What?
Big dogs.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
You go into someone's garden. Now, remember, I smell of every other animal.
Yes.
I've got tortoise urine on me. I've stood on tortoise poo. I've got iguana
You didn't smell
poop
that
on the
bad when you
shoulder.
came in here.
I actually made myself look nice. For
Oh,
this.
I see.
Yeah, so I smell like every wild animal in the world.
Okay, here we go. What we got now? You blacked out there. I think we've blacked out. It's
Okay.
Gary's pushing the. I think he's pushing the blackout story.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah. No, so I'm
Auto,
like,
you have to push auto, not FTB.
no, I like smelling everything.
Common mistake on the techies.
Oh, shame. I wouldn't even know what to do here, so
No,
heads up to you guys.
So
yeah.
scary, you know. It's
Yeah,
scary,
so I
scary.
stink of everything, and
Big
then
dogs.
people I always get to the house, and I'm like, I check this big Doberman or something coming up, and I'm like, oh boy, and then I do the test. I open the door to see what the dog does. I open the door, dog's still coming, not wagging the tail. And I asked the owner, "Is your dog alright?" Yeah, no, it's fine.
No, it's fine,
Never, ever trust the owner.
No,
that
no,
says that.
they're all lie.
Because the minute you get out, that dog smells you. You don't smell normal, and then you got problems. I've had quite a few incidents where dogs have never bitten me, but almost. You
Yes,
literally
it's
come
been like
close.
a bit of vicious
Just come
stuff,
close. Now you're holding a big pup at her, and you've got this dog that's
Oh,
coming for you,
God,
and
yeah.
it's just disaster. So
Yeah,
that I'd say uncontrollable, misread dogs.
Okay,
yes,
all
big
right,
dogs,
that's
yeah.
it. Sue your dogs. Don't bring your dogs near here, Mark, because he
But I mean,
smells funny.
Yeah, I used to catch many things like emus and stuff like that, broken ribs and like
Yes.
hurt ribs and things. I don't do that anymore. I'm a little bit too
Okay,
old for
okay.
that. So shame.
Oh man,
Yeah.
and just tell us, is this Sandula then? Is that the
Yes.
bigger company? In the
That's my
other
broad
ones?
company, yeah. And from Sandula comes all the other things, the snake catching, the snake consulting, all of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then the Sandula Kids comes from that too. So Sandula Kids is they open the umbrella that's over it, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So-
It's an education.
Yeah.
It's education.
Yeah, nobody knows what Sandula means. So
Yeah,
I always
yeah,
say
Sandula.
it's South African nature and development in union with the love of animals. So
Oh.
our push for development's going to happen whether you like it or not, but I do it with the love of animals to make sure there's a balance.
Oh,
So that's
lovely.
basically what I achieve. Yeah. That's it.
Fantastic. and yeah, because education is
Yeah.
the paramount for
Yes,
for,
yes.
for if we're
Big
going to
time.
try and keep these.
Yes.
Especially
Yeah,
wild
yeah.
animals and
Yes.
nature. I mean, you think about insects and stuff as well because everybody writes them off. You know, it's like flies and things.
Oh,
but
yeah,
they all got
yeah.
their place. you know.
They've got it. They
Yeah.
definitely have it. Yeah.
And snakes' favorite foods. What do you
Favorite-
feed them? I mean, they've got to eat a lot of stuff.
Oh,
What
rats
do
and
you-
mice, rats and mice, rats and mice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So the rats
Yeah.
we catch in our house, because I've got a little cage
Yeah.
thing as well. I've
That's
got
fine
something
as long
with
as you
as well.
don't poison them, and
No,
that's
no.
fine because
Catch them in
poison. Yeah, no.
I've
Yes.
got one of those flap things that flaps.
Oh, one of the humane traps.
Yeah,
Yeah, they call it,
yeah. It's
Okay,
humane
yeah.
trap. I like the way you called it that.
Humane trap,
It's
yeah.
my humane trap. That's exactly. I've caught a couple, but then I let
Yeah,
them out
yeah.
in the valley, and
Yes, yes.
Arnold
He was not
Arnold
happy.
Slubbert wasn't happy with me the other day.
Are you
Yes.
listening exotic vermin rats into
I
the-
know. I
Oh,
didn't realize.
nice.
Check.
Yes, yes,
So I
yeah,
should have
that's
brought it to you for food.
Snake food. A lot of people ask me, can I bring rats to you? And I'm going, so the problem with that is maybe that rat might have a disease or something. I don't know. So mine only eat like Woolworths rats, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
real
right.
sniffy rats. No, not the ones that I call. So they don't eat venison, they eat the
Not
those
those
ones.
rats.
Yeah, so that's why I'm always afraid to eat the
Oh
wrong
no!
rats, you know, so
Well, my
that's
rats
why.
have eaten half the old books in my ceiling.
Oh yeah,
so,
no.
You know,
Rats in the house are probably one of the worst
Yeah,
things someone can
hectic.
face. Yeah, it's,
we haven't had for a while, but my humane trap works
Oh,
quite
very
well.
good.
I'll
very
check
good.
them out for a while. Maybe
Very
I'll
good.
clean them out first.
Maybe
you
it
know.
sends a message, and like they see the trap set, they go, "Oh no, this guy's trapping." So
Yeah, there's
let's
it.
leave." Yeah,
They leave
maybe.
them
Yeah.
back in their bags again.
That's it. So,
And, we've spoken about the environmental consulting, but reptile rescue and rehabilitation, I suppose.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Legavans, because the
Yes,
guy says he
yes.
finds a Legavan in his garden as well.
Yes, yeah.
Here's one. Here's a picture with you as well.
Yeah,
I absolutely do love those. That's
they love
that's in Barkins there.
That's at Dodds Farm.
That's at Dodds Farm.
Yeah, that's it.
Love it.
That one decided. That's another one called Lake Farm area.
Oh, Lake Farm,
and
okay.
that's one.
But
the most
Dodds
recent
Farm,
one.
isn't that beautiful? Was that just recently or was that a while
About
ago?
3 weeks ago. Yeah,
Really?
that was big. Yeah, that was
so cool.
Yeah, that was about 2 months back. Yeah, it was caught in a lady's. You can say like almost like a AV type thing / garage type thing, and I called in there like that. Yeah, but no, so I always have to hold them tight because they do give a very nasty
Strong.
bites.
Oh, the
They're
bites.
strong scratch, but they bite. They
really?
give a nasty bite. So that's why I'm very careful with them. But yeah, that one lady phoned me and said, "Mark, listen, you're not going to believe me, but there's a crocodile running in the road." And I was in the bank and I'm going, "Okay, I tell you what, where's it? Dormy Place, which is just about
yes.
park."
For
And I'm
GW.
going, "Yeah." So I was like, "Okay, that's it. Watch where it goes." And I guarantee it's going to go into someone's garden. So just stand there. So she's actually reported walking into someone's garden. Because I said, "Get hold of that lady." But before I even said that, that lady had phone. I had a call coming through. "Hello, Mark speaking." "There's a big animal in my garden." Come to me. So I said, "Okay, I'm on my way." Anyway, so I went down there and I got Kevin, always my right-hand man, who helps with these things. And the only way to catch them is you literally jump on them and you put your weight on them and tie them down.
Really? Like
If you
a
don't,
Crocodile
they're just
Dundee
gonna,
style?
yeah, they're gonna go mad. They're gonna whoop and go crazy.
Yo.
So, and managed to get him released nicely there at Dodds Farm. That was a picture as we released him. We
Oh,
took
I
the
see the
photo.
other. So is that,
Yeah.
was that him as well? Same,
Yeah, no, that's
a
another
different
one. That's a different
okay.
one. Yeah. And
Whoa, look at
then we released him, and yeah, I only had to give rid of my shirt because he scratched my shirt totally. Other than that, that's fine. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
word. And that's exciting.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is that's a runkhouse, one of the spitters.
Is that you got your glasses on there? Huh?
Yeah, I got my glasses on. I was
That
doing
looks like citrus.
Yeah, I was at the San Miguel Citrus Farms doing educational talks to
Oh,
the
I
people
see.
there at the farms about snake awareness.
Okay.
Yeah. That was it.
Don't they bite as well? Oh, this is a little.
Oh, they're
daker.
biters, but this is a little
Daker?
baby bushbuck.
Okay.
Found there by, what's that place? Perry Park almost. He
Yes.
just came through the bush there into
Oh,
there,
lovely,
and unfortunately it was too damaged and injured. So
Oh,
we
man, was
tried
that
to
a
save
hunted
it,
or
but it,
snared
maybe
or-
its mother was snared and it was starving. That was it. That's why it came into residential maybe. And we took it, we tried to help that thing out, and unfortunately
It didn't
couldn't
survive.
make it,
Oh
no.
no! I just
Yeah,
hate to
shame.
hear a story like that.
Yeah.
And that thing.
That's a common day occurrence. That's
A what?
common thing every day that buff adders.
Is that puffy? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
average
it's-
size that we get. Yeah.
What if I mean because buffaloes are quite poisonous, right?
Very dangerous. Yeah.
Very hectic.
Yeah, so you pick
Shit.
them up, put them in the bin bucket, and then you sort it. Yeah, that's it.
Pick it up and put it in a bucket.
That's it,
So what do you
easily.
do when you see a puffy though? What do you,
Funny enough, they're the most common venomous. Not only even the most common venomous snake, but they're the most common snake in the
Yeah,
PE area.
okay.
They are. They're so common. They're all over the place. I mean, in the floods 2007, I caught over 600 snakes in 3 days in the
Wow.
people's houses in Blue Bay, and probably 400 of them were puff adders. That's how common these things are.
Jeez.
But I'm glad to see a puff adder because it's an easy catch. They're very easy. They're very forgiving snakes. They granted they huff and puff and do their thing.
Okay.
But pick them up nice and gently, put them in a container, they're fine. They are very easy. I'm
puff
catching a
and
puff
puff? I
adders.
mean they hiss and stuff.
Yeah, they but
Make a noise.
If people like the other day I had to catch one in Sandula Bay,
Yeah.
and I told the lady, "Where is it?" "No, it's in my lounge by the bar place." And I said, "Okay, that's fine. Can you just watch it for half an hour until I get there?" She says, "No problem. Watching a movie, so we'll sit watching him." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I get there, I walk in, the people are so calm, like, "Yeah, come there, he is there. Thank you." Pick him up, son. Pick him up, and bye. Thank you. Carry on with your movie. And that puff adder was oblivious to any form of danger and was so calm. But sometimes you get to a house where they've poured boiling water over it. They've hit it a few times.
man.
That's a very upset puff adder. And then
Yeah, I'm
you're
not surprised.
dealing with like a stick of dynamite sitting there, and those are the nasty ones. Those ones will bite.
So
definitely.
just leave them. Just
Keep 'em calm.
Just
Leave
keep
'em
them
calm, yeah.
Make
Yeah,
it
they
nice.
would
What
just
the
leave them calm.
hell's going on here?
That's a gaboon viper. A West
A
African,
what?
A West African gaboon viper. Yeah.
Oh, so that's not a local snake.
No,
then?
that is we do get them in South Africa, believe it or not. We
Okay.
get them by the Duki Forest and St. Lucia Estuary.
Oh, so
They're
this
highly protected. But now this one is from the Congo area, West African gaboon.
Wow, okay.
And the new law is that these type of snakes need to be microchipped and all that.
Oh, okay.
So I was actually microchipping him. But that's
What
the
you got on him
safest
there?
way.
What's-
Yeah,
what's
you
up
have
with
a pipe like this, a nice big 1 meter long pipe, and you put him through the pipe. That way you can put the that little microchip in him, and he doesn't turn on and bite you. So
okay.
he's got the pipe that's
So you
separating
need
him
the
from
pipe.
you.
Right, yeah.
That's the safest way to handle it. Because you grab him by the head, no, he's going to turn around and get you anyway. So use the pipe. That's
Strong.
what I was doing.
That's
Yeah.
all.
Oh, they're strong. They'll pull right out. That's why
Really?
you neck him, you'll pull right out of your hand like that.
So that's
Or-
that's like movies
Yeah.
only.
Exactly. Or he'll bite right through his own jaw into your hand. He doesn't care.
What?
He'll bite right through into your hand, or spin in your hand and bite through his top jaw into your thumb. They will do whatever. They don't care. They don't care. So
Holy
a
crap,
big pipe,
Mark.
his head's far away, and you can do what you do. It's
No,
the
but
safest
you
way.
say that
Yeah.
that it actually doesn't care about itself.
It doesn't care. It
it'll
doesn't even
literally
feel it.
bite you through.
Yeah,
it's
the
like taking you're
thin
holding my
skin
hand
by
out,
that
bite you
shit.
through my
Yeah,
hand.
thin skin, and it'll just go right through, pierce right through into you like that. No, it's
Oh
bad.
my
So that's
God.
why you handle big adders like that.
Yeah.
I mean, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I had to. Somebody had big rattlesnakes here in PE confiscated from nature conservation, and then I always volunteer my services.
Rattlesnakes also not local. Though.
Totally deadly venomous, totally American.
American
so
snakes, yeah.
the worst thing is there's no antivenom. If you get bitten,
Oh,
you're dead.
shit.
There's no, the country does not produce antivenom. They don't bring it in anymore because they say, well, why should we sponsor this very expensive medication
Yes.
for people that are keeping it as a hobby? It's not like
Yeah.
puff adders or roncals or something, so
Yeah.
they don't bring it in anymore. And medical aids won't cover it anymore. So you have one of those snakes, you're very careful, and then 3 big ones got confiscated, and I'm saying big, 2.5, 2.6 meters, like the Eastern Diamondbacks, and
Okay.
their heads were about that big. So
Wow.
you can't even grab them behind the head. They're just too big. So I used the pipe method, put them in, and actually the law is to travel, you have to put them in a pillowcase first, and then tie a notch on the pillowcase, put that pillowcase in a plastic container, and put that in a wooden container. So that's pretty much, that's what I had to do. I had to bag and put on the airplane to send them up to, I think, Hartbeespoort Dam Snake Park or something.
Oh, really?
So
They've
I
got like
flew
a
them up,
license for it or something?
Yeah, they've got all that stuff, yeah. So that's what I did, and I'm like, I'm glad you don't have to work with them so much. I'd rather work with mambas and those big rattlesnakes and stuff.
And I suppose that it is a problem where people collect snakes and things.
That's it.
Bring in other ones.
Yeah, they call it hot collections. People who keep hots, they call it hots, and it's a
legal.
craze. Yeah, you can easily buy a puffhead on the internet legally on permit, or even a gaboon, but it's a lot of money. But you're gonna do the correct paperwork, you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
But then you keep 2 or 3 hots, they call it,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna say, but these guys here, they've got these hots, so you want one of those too. The next minute you look at your collection, you've got 25 snakes you can't even hold because they're so dangerous. And all you need is for one to escape, and then you've got
and then you bugger.
your whole snake room is stuffed because you know he's there somewhere and he's gonna bite you. So
Oi.
that's why it's too much of a risk. So you get just as much satisfaction out of a harmless snake than you do a venomous snake. You know? So, yeah, I keep quite a bit of venomous, but purely because I do a lot of education with them. I do a lot of training and stuff like that. So I need backup. So that's why I've got 24 puff adders or something and a couple of cobras. You need backup. You know, I can't use the same puff ad every time.
Jan wants to know if you can pick up a puffy by the head.
No.
Not
All of my snake handler friends have necked puff adders. They call it necking when you hold them here underneath the neck and you shut the fangs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The problem is when you put that snake down, it's going to turn on a bite. So, and I would rather just hook stick, gently calm. The snake does nothing. But the minute you neck it, you're straining it, it will try and bite you. Even puff adders bite through the jaws now. So it's a
So Jan, no, don't.
Rather always. When with venomous snakes, quit in your head. Don't invade with them. Rather,
I see Wendy saying that there was a Leguan in South End a few months ago. They travel up and down the river.
There's a massive water leguan in Southend, and we can't catch it. It
So
lives
it's there,
in
Wendy,
the
it's still
stormwater
there.
drain system. It's still there, and it comes out of basks right next to the stormwater drain system. You arrive, it sees you, and choops, in gone.
Gone.
Catch it.
And you
There's
can't
no
catch it
way.
in there.
It knows, but it's as fat as anything. I don't know what it's, big rats or something. It's
Chowing
eating.
there.
It's happy. So leave
Eating
it.
the rats.
You can't catch it.
Leave it, Wendy.
yeah.
It's gonna eat all the rats. You won't have rats in your house anymore.
Now there was in Humwood in November, December last year, there was a big rock monitor found in Humwood in one of the townhouse complexes. But that I think came in by a car. Came, parked and whoops, out it goes.
Oh, really?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
In a car, like
Yeah, people don't realize what they travel
underneath.
with. No, they don't realize that it gets in the engine, just sits above the battery and goes for a ride. And stop your car, hops out and that's it. Yeah, people do that.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
I've had snake in my car before. I actually had.
Yeah, I've got 3 now. They're just roaming.
Wendy Nelson's going to have nightmares tonight about Leguans. It's only the puppies. That's all you got to watch out for.
Yes, yeah.
But also, like you say, they normally stick.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't attack them,
They'll stay on their own, yeah, definitely. Even a cobra, I mean, they want to get away, but when they're trapped, that's when they turn around and hood and come for you. It's because of the fact that they're threatened.
So
yeah.
what's your advice? Somebody finds a snake in their house, near the cupboard or something. What do you do?
People think I'm crazy, and I say everyone's got a cell phone. I mean, they're phoning me with a cell phone.
Yeah.
Hang up, take a photo, WhatsApp me first.
Yeah,
because if you find out if it's a venomous snake or harmless snake,
then you know.
half the troubles are gone already.
Yeah.
So that's it. So once you know what it is, and then often when there's a harmless snake, the people are a lot more relaxed. But if it's a dangerous snake, I say, listen, clear the room, put something at the door to stop it getting through. I'll be there as soon as possible. That's it. Because some snakes you just can't tell people to catch, like a big worm slung or a big cobra or something. They can't handle that.
Well, Mark, have you handled a black mamba before? That's Glenn Klopper.
Yeah, I used to keep them as pets. I had them for many years.
Black mambas.
Yeah, very nice. My biggest one now I've still got, but he's at the P Snake Park on display. His name is Mufasa. He's about 3.7 meters.
Even when you say that name.
Yeah, I know, he had to have that name. So I was the snake box stop said, so what are you calling him? And I just go, yeah, and I just giggle. I just laugh every time. He's a big beauty and he's old. He's probably about 22 years old. But he's
so
very
how long do they live for generally?
They live a long time. They
Mambas,
literally,
they-
Mambas can live for ages.
Different snakes,
Absolutely.
different age.
Yeah.
age.
Corn snakes, fast breeders, they generally live only 15 odd years. But
only 15
the
years.
long livers are like the big adders and the pythons and Mambas. Mambas can live for ages, like 28 years, things like that. Yeah. Big time, so, and they keep on growing. So
There you go. No one will ever break into Mark's Bucky to steal his radio.
No.
You're damn right.
It's amazing. Every time I go to a petrol station, every time the guys know me. They come. They want to see what I look like. They want to see what's in the car. But you know, you leave it open. You're not going to get out. No one's going to break into your car. So no, it's fine. You're fine.
It's all good. Oh, magic, man. And then vegetation rehabilitation.
Yes.
Tell me about that. That's what's your plants thing as well.
Yes.
So,
Sometimes you get an area where the developer needs to bulldoze to put something there before his development. So it's sacrificed land for his actual development. So they try and not do it, but sometimes they have to actually do it because there's not enough space or whatever.
Yeah.
Now that needs to be rehabilitated.
Okay.
So it's pretty much got to look exactly what it looked like before it was bulldozed.
Oh, wow.
So our job is to do that, to rehabilitate it. So you can't just go there and plant a whole bunch of roses and spec them and say it all looks nice.
Yes.
You've got to know the soils again. You've got to start from the soils. You can start seeding, but then you need pioneer species first, which are your first species, actually weeds that start growing.
Okay.
They first, because they strengthen little babies and protect them of the real plants that start growing through. So you got to literally grow a community of plants. So it doesn't take overnight.
Wow.
It takes months and months and months to rehabilitate.
is this? I know Ian von Memety was into this. Was keep on talking to me about these this whole way of doing farming as well. Where
Yes, the speckworm and all the replacements.
So you're saying the weeds? Can you do this sort of thing in your garden? I mean,
Yes, I do it in my garden. 'Cause
Really?
where I live, it's Port Jackson Forest. Just alien.
Yeah.
And if you remove it all, you just left with sea sand. It's like dust,
Yes.
horrible soil. So I've got to chop a little bit out, let pioneers grow. They stabilize the ground and the sand and soil, so no more dust, and then the good stuff, so like feinbos starts coming through after that when it's seeded itself. So everyone thinks, how come you never get rid of the trees in one go? So, well, I can't afford it. That's the first thing. And secondly, because you've got to do it in succession. You've got to let it actually generate itself. And then eventually the grass layer gets up and then it's sorted. But in a wild environment, you don't want to rehabilitate like the thicket next to citrus plantation.
Yeah.
You don't want to go bulldoze it and replace it with grass.
No.
You want exactly what it was.
Yes,
Therefore, you're bringing a speckworm, gasteria, all the hard plants.
Okay.
But you've got to start off with babies first. You can't just go and clap a whole bunch of trees and go, it looks pretty. No. It's a long thing. But it's very interesting because it's so nice to take before photos, during photos and after photos, just to see how it's actually developed. Like
So I find it so interesting with the weeds stabilizing things and then the indigenous stuff coming through.
Yes, exactly. That's the only way to do it. But you remember that you get good weeds and you get the bad weeds.
Oh, okay.
So you don't want the bad weeds like your what do you call those things with the little black things that stick to you? Those,
blackjacks.
Yeah, you don't want blackjacks and all those cocky balls and stuff.
Okay.
You want like real, proper, genuine indigenous weeds.
Indigenous weeds.
Yeah.
So you need to
Indigenous
find
weeds,
the indigenous
Your
weeds.
pioneers. Yeah, get
So
them.
which ones would you say are the nice ones to have in your garden?
The first one that stabilizes very well is the little dandelion.
Oh, yeah.
That's tortoises love it too.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it grows like weeds, but
Yes.
it makes a ground cover. And then
So
a lot
it's
of them,
yellow ones.
Yeah, it's like little flowers, and it grows. And people
Yes.
often play because the weed is a little ball of fluff, and
Yes.
they blow it, and it makes a
Oh,
little
okay,
things.
they did like
That's
the
it, yeah.
couscous, yeah,
That
they-
works brilliantly. It's a very, very good pioneer. So,
Can you get that at the seed shops and stuff as well?
No one's going to sell weeds.
Huh?
No
They're
one's
gonna
going to
sell
sell
that.
But
I'm gonna
you
start.
leave your ground as is. Yeah, you leave your ground as is, and they start
just
coming.
happens.
You start watering, things will start coming. There's always seeds inside seeds. So that's
Okay.
it. You got to make sure that the
Dandelions.
bad stuff, the good stuff stays.
I like that stuff. Okay, cool. Well, I think it's getting close to our getting to know you questions, but I just want to go back into your history.
My
Just
history,
quickly,
yeah.
Just you're born and bred in PE as well.
No, I was actually born in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Zimbabwe.
many years ago. But I was too young to appreciate the nature there, you know.
Yeah.
But it was in my blood from my dad, so obviously it was there. He had a snake pit when he was young. You know, it's
Alright,
kind of
alright.
hereditary, you know. So yeah, and we moved to Natal, and that's where I grew up. Spent most of the time in Natal. So that's when it all sorts.
Thurs or where?
Thurs, Toti, Dundee, inland, all those places.
Wow.
So very
Moved
cool.
around a bit.
Yeah, I went to Canada a few years and stuff like that too, and
Oh.
then came back and all that stuff. So settled in PE.
Are you one of those? We were
20
just
years,
talking
so-
about the last interview we had about being a shy guy but having to make friends fast.
Yes.
Is that your vibe?
That's it. Hey, how's it going? Oh, my name's
Yeah.
No, that's it. Yeah, shaving. But yeah, so
Because you moved around a lot, clearly.
yes. But I settled in PE. I mean, PE is home now. I mean, it'll never not be. So I enjoy it. PE is the
And
place.
so, where did you go to school?
Yeah, I
where was it,
finished
Canada?
9 in matric in Port Elizabeth,
Oh,
so
okay,
that was nice. So I got a little bit of friend base, and then I started studying straight
Where
after
were you school here?
Sorry, Lawson Brown.
Lawson.
Yeah, Lawson
Okay,
Brown. Yeah.
okay.
It's a bit of I haven't been back for years, but
Yeah.
it's still there.
No, a lot of my
so-
guests have been to Lawson, eh? I
It's,
think
it
quite
was
a
the school
few-
of choice. Yeah, it was
Oh,
nice.
right.
Yeah.
A lot of the art people and the guys that
Yeah, it was,
didn't fit
yeah.
into the
Yes, yeah.
the standard mold of what you had to
schooling,
be
yeah.
in a grey or a VE
doesn't
or
matter,
whatever.
yeah.
Lawson,
Yeah.
that was the job. Right?
And the only reason why I went there was because we actually moved to Blue Water Bay to
Yeah.
start off living in Port Elizabeth because
Yeah.
my dad got a job at Corribrick, which is down the road.
Corribrick.
And Dawson Brown was the only school that had a bus service. So
Oh,
that's
right.
my friends, you can Dawson Brown. So it's like
Yeah,
a bus.
because
And then
the
we
bus.
get there and like, you can take English, Afrikaans, and 6 art subjects.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
it.
your bonus. They're like, oh, this is awesome. So I enjoyed it. So the
Brilliant.
last 2 years of schooling was very good. It was nice. Yeah.
Matric, what year matric was that?
1992, I think.
92,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Getting
So
there.
you're a little bit younger than me, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then, okay, and studies-wise, did you just go straight work?
Yeah, no.
You studied law, you
took
said.
a year off just to see what's going on, and then I started doing law. I wanted to be first an animal technician. In other words, a person that helps vets and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
okay.
in the field and stuff, but they only offered the degree or the diploma in Afrikaans.
Oh,
so I was
so
like, no, I can't do it.
Especially
I
coming
don't
from
understand
Zim.
Afrikaans. Yeah.
Zim and then Durban.
Exactly.
You can't eat Afrikaans on a stump.
Exactly, yeah. Then,
Yeah.
Natal is very, very English. So yeah, and then I eventually I studied law through UNISA correspondence, and then straight after that I resigned from the law and I studied my national certificate in conservation.
Okay.
And I got that after 4 or 5 years or something.
So you got a pile of law credits.
I got
then
law
you
credits,
and then you
but
got
it's
a-
good because law got me my nature conservation law enforcement job, so
Oh,
that was
fantastic.
nice.
Okay,
and then,
so it did help.
Yeah, and I studied conservation correspondence through work where they paid for my studies, so that was wonderful.
Fantastic,
Yeah,
okay.
so I graduated eventually.
So you scored through that
Yeah, I
at least.
scored at least, yeah. through
Excellent.
the
All right,
nature
well,
conservation,
I think
yeah.
it's time to get to getting to know you questions. We'll ask you
Yes.
some strange questions.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Okay, so I don't know if you haven't got to answer that, you haven't got to answer.
Okay,
it,
yeah,
you know,
okay. I'll try my best.
the most particularly spontaneous or irresponsible thing you've ever done.
I did a terrible irresponsible thing in December. I stuck my finger in your Legowan's mouth and he
Oh,
bit
he
me.
bit you? He
Yeah,
bit
no,
you?
you made me sick. Then they decided that
Have they got
they now
venom?
have venom now. Yeah, apparently. So
What?
they never used to be venomous until this one bit me and then confirmed venomous. So,
Oh.
so that was awfully stupid.
These
because
ones here?
Are normal rock legophons, rock monitors.
buggers are
They're actually
venomous?
venomous now. Yeah, so they're classed as venomous now.
Is it
because
their
of that.
saliva or?
No, they got venom glands under their teeth actually,
Glands in
and
their
to undo him, I squeezed, and the venom went into my finger from me squeezing his jaw to get him off.
Oh.
And that's why it envenomated me, and I was sick for a good 9 hours, like very sick. And
really?
yeah, I was like, we'll touch and go, just go to hospital or something. But yeah, they were.
So it wasn't like
a
life
bad
or death.
bite.
Should
Yeah.
I go to hospital or should I just wait it out? It's
Yeah,
like, that's
it.
your choice.
Yeah,
You know.
so I waited out with Panado and I was good. I was
Okay,
good to go.
right.
But I did I had advice from friends from Joburg who actually knew the type of
All
bites
right.
and stuff. So yeah, they definitely are venomous, but that was dumb. But
Yes.
also
I'm sure
releasing
your
a-
wife let you know that
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
done
yeah.
as well.
Also checking a swarm of bees. This has been aggravated without a bee suit on. That's
Oh,
so
no.
dumb. You know, you ride to hospital all swollen, get to hospital like 60 bee stings on your face. And the
60
lady
bee
says, "Oh, are
stings?
you having an allergic reaction?" I'm like, big time. I'm like this. Again, phone wife afterwards, not before, which is a very stupid thing. So
You know.
yeah, so shame. Yeah, that's it. And
She
yeah,
only is
that's
when you're in hospital. Then
exactly.
she's like, oh my God, it's the worst.
After I've recovered, then I tell her, listen, don't get worried, but
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Listen, it's me. I'm okay talking to you now,
Yeah,
but
I'm
I've
okay.
been in hospital for the last 8
Yes,
hours,
but
close
I'm okay.
to death.
Yeah, but I'm okay now. That's dumb. Yeah.
Let's see. Have you ever had an experience which you would describe it as an adventure, like maybe a couple of things that have happened, or I don't know.
An adventure.
Yeah, you say like holy crap, yeah, that was an adventure,
I was once in Limpopo, just outside of the Bartbridge border, as in snake hunting, of course, catching snakes. We used to do it every year, and just go somewhere random and just go look for snakes.
Snakes.
I don't know why people do it, but you have to do it.
Okay.
So anyway, and my friend Rob and myself were walking in the bush. I had only slip-slops because I left my shoes at home, so it was very far away to drive to go get them, so I just went slip-slops. And then we heard these noises, and the adventure we had.
Looking for snakes.
Yeah, it was lovely. We obviously saw a lot of snakes. It was wonderful. But then we heard the rustling in the bushes, and we're like, what is that? Now, we heard rumors of leopards, so we're like, okay, this might be a leopard, but let's hang together and others. And me and Rob walking together, but not leopards. All of a sudden, baboons came out and these big monster things, and we're like, oh no, this is going to be a bit of an adventure. I say to Rob, whatever you do, don't run. I look back and Rob's gone. He's disappeared. I'm the only one left. So what I do, I just run and then hid behind bushes. Hid this. It was a 2-3 hour adventure of actually ducking and diving baboons. Yeah. Apparently the people after it said, "Yeah, be careful. The baboons are ruthless. Yeah, don't go in the bush." I'm going, "You." Okay, so that's adventurous. But other than that, I've pretty much lived a very mellow type life. Yeah, not too bad.
Not a big risk taker.
Yeah, not too bad.
Okay. The hardest you've ever worked?
Worked?
Yeah.
I'd say removing bees. A 5-day job on a roof, a double-story roof, removing bees. 5 days, 8 hours a day for 5 days, getting them out.
You smoke them out.
You smoke them out, they go back in again, smoke them out, put them in the hive, they run back in again, the swarm comes this side and that, and then you come back the next day and they're right back in the beginning again, and you start again, and that was hard. That's sweat, because you're worried you're slipping off a roof and you're doing this. So yeah, that is pretty difficult, that is hard, and as I said before, catching emus was hard. I worked hard for that because no one realizes they're not turkeys. They're big things, and they kick and they hurt and they mess ribs and all that. And
that's an Australian thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a New Zealand Australian bird. Yeah, it's like a big,
like an ostrich,
like a little ostrich type bird, but it kicks like crazy and it's mad. So I'll never do that again. You learn lessons of what you can do and what you will never do again. That's definitely one of those things. Yeah.
And the most nervous that you've ever been?
Nervous. Let me think. Probably when a cobra, I was doing my first demo with a cobra, and you've got the famous trick where you swing your foot to make it stand up to hurt, because they concentrate on movement, and then what you do is move your foot away and it strikes. And it looks pretty nifty. And I did that and it struck and hit my foot. And it hit me on the foot like that. Yeah, and then for the rest of the talk, which was an hour,
I was like, as it touched
and I feel I've got a prick there, but is it a thorn? Is it a nail? And you get paranoid, but you don't want to tell the people.
Yes, of course.
Calm
it's fine.
You do worry. Your toes all of a sudden go like this inside your shoes. You worry. But yes, that's what I'd say. I was pretty nervous then. Yeah, very nervous. That type of stuff. Yeah.
I suppose it makes it go.
Yeah, it's a neurotoxin, so it stops your breathing and all that stuff.
Really?
And then whilst you're talking, you're going, "Am I breathing? Am I talking? Am I doing this?" You do worry a bit. Yeah, you do.
It's funny. It's funny now.
It's funny now.
Funny now. Yeah.
I won't do that again.
Okay. Oh my word. What about the luckiest thing that's ever happened to you?
The luckiest thing. Also, cobra that bit me on the nail on my toe once.
So it didn't go
in.
like
I can't confirm it actually did that, but in my opinion, it did that.
Okay.
Also, my first ever encounter with a puffadder in the wild. I was walking and I stood on it, on the puffadder, and it bit all around my leg. I was about 30 k's from the nearest car, on foot. It bit all around my leg, but never touched my leg. I sat there afterwards and I said, I know the books are saying that A puff at a bite is painful afterwards. I'm feeling no pain. So what is happening? And the puff is still laying there looking at me, and I'm like amazed. I said that was luck. Nothing happened, and I was like, yeah, that was pretty amazing.
It didn't have teeth.
And I had a Rockies on, those old Rocky slip slops, and on his back like that, and he just came up like that. And literally 4 or 5 strikes, and no hits, nothing. Just missed me like all the time.
So what do you do? Snake bites you?
Yeah.
Puff adder bites you. Let's start with puff because it's the worst one.
I always say, puff adder bites you. All you do, wherever it bites you, that limb, don't move it much, and just get to hospital. That's the only treatment nowadays. That's all you do. No cutting,
no
sucking,
tourniquet,
no nothing.
tie it over here.
No, nothing like that. No, nothing. No alcohol, nothing like that either.
No brandy,
just hospital, that's all you do.
Okay.
There's no other treatment. But obviously, if you're like 6-7 days from hospital, then use the tourniquets and stuff like that. But other than that, everybody in PE is very close to hospital. So you just literally, remember, take a photo of the snake first, and then get to hospital. The reason why is the hospitals phone me to find out what snake bit the person.
Yes.
Often when you get to, when I even interview them at hospital, they're laying there and I say, what actually bit you? And then they say, it was a brown snake, got a bit of red stripes. And I go, okay. And then 2 minutes later, what bit you? It goes red, but it had black marks on it. I'm sure it had black marks. And it hooded. It's funny, now all of a sudden the snake
got a hood now.
And I'm like, okay, so cell phone photos never lie. So take a photo and then you can tell. And most of the snake bites we get are actually harmless snakes. You'll be amazed at how people are laying in hospital on their deathbed and
sweating,
drips, and I don't know what's in those drips, but there's no medicine, there's nothing in there. It's just peace of mind. And I walk in there and I look at the snake and I say, it's just a little baby Harold that's going to do nothing to you. Oh, yeah. And they get up and they walk out.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Yeah, they are
it's
cool.
obviously just me.
All of a sudden, it's stress, it's shock, it's fear. That's it.
Yes, your panic attack or whatever.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, I know. We deal with a lot.
So that's what happens most of the time with the
snake. Always.
But so Puffy, just get to hospital. How long would it take before things start to
normally about 10 minutes after the bite, the pain kicks in, and it's a bad pain. It's a horrible pain. That's one of the reasons you go to hospital, to get rid of that pain. It's terrible. And secondly, you can give antivenom 24 hours after the bite, and it's still effective. So that's why puff adder bite is not considered one of the nowadays life-threatening bites, because the treatment is so good of it. So that's why you'll have a
it'll fix everything.
Chance. Yeah, you'll still have the
scars,
you'll still have the scarring. You still have, because it's cytotoxic, it's tissue damage. So you're gonna get all those ugly welts and everything, and blisters and all that. But you can probably have skin grafts and all that kind of stuff. And,
skin graft.
Yeah, and maybe physiotherapy afterwards. It's a long procedure, but you'll survive. So that's a good thing.
So you're not going to be dead.
Yes,
that's the main thing,
survive,
I suppose. I think Ronald says, can snakes sense one is nervous?
Some pythons, yes. Burmese pythons are not very intelligent, so they just don't care. They don't know what's what. But reticulated pythons are ultra clever. They pick up the fear. They work on the fear. They kind of almost like it. So they show you that they're dominant. So you got to show them you're dominant.
Okay.
So
make them scared.
Yeah, they unscrew light bulbs in the cages. They look for the pressure points of the glass in the cage. They undo door handles, and they got a little bit of intelligence.
Wow.
So they can pick up fear.
And this one that checked your goggles out, I mean, that was...
Oh, that was intelligence, super intelligence. That one literally knew. I mean, he knew like something's different on you, and this is happening. So,
Jeez, like
but have you seen that Leguan, back to the Leguvans, have you seen that latest video of a Leguan fishing?
No.
It's laying in the water. The water's not very deep, and it waits for fish to come in, and it puts its tail around. Yeah. And then it whoops its tail out of the water and hits the fish onto the bank. And it runs up, eats this fish, goes back down to the water, waits with its tail. I mean, that's super intelligent. No, that's not fluke.
Teach a Leguan to fish.
That's clever. That's ultimate, So that's exciting stuff. Yeah.
Oh man, the favorite place you've ever been, and better than all the other places that you've been to, because I think you've been to a lot of places.
Yes, are you talking in terms of snake catching, or what?
I think just generally, it's fine.
My heart always loves in Namibia. Hey? That's the spot.
Well, Mimi Rupp will love you for that.
I belong to the One Namibia, Roadside Namibia group on Facebook, wow, you see the pictures there. But I've been there before, obviously, to catch snakes and have a look. And just the wildlife is just wild. It's freedom. It's complete freedom.
Yeah.
Obviously, the crime is down, everything, but it's not just that. It's the beauty of the country. I mean, those you can't beat. There's nothing that
Vast
matches.
and
It's where you're lonely, but you're not alone. It's
Yeah.
like you're on your own. It's
Lots of
lovely.
stuff out there.
It's nice. So.
And
No,
so
I
you've
enjoy
never
it.
been back to
Never,
Zim?
ever. I never had the opportunity, and I would actually love to just to go. I won't remember much stuff, but I'll actually just love to go just to see what it's like, what it was like.
Yeah.
One day. So I'd love to. Yeah.
I mean, and you've obviously must have travelled the country.
Yes. We've done all the Western Cape, the Northern Cape.
Favorite place in South Africa?
Limpopo. Yeah,
Limpopo,
definitely.
really?
Yes, yeah. No, it's also wild again, but you've got diversity. Eastern Cape is nice, but the Eastern Cape, you've got the flower kingdoms. Obviously, you've got the fynbos, you've got everything, but it's very limiting in what's in there.
Yeah,
but Limpopo, you've got the bushvelds, you've got the thickets, you've got all those different types of types, and with that comes all the stones and the rocks and the animals that come with it.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's around that corner. So it's a little bit more exciting than what you find in the Eastern Cape. Yeah.
Well, see, New Zealand does not have one snake anywhere in the world. It's snake free.
But it's got one little lizard that lives there, so it still qualifies.
There's a
yeah,
lizard there.
yeah.
Jan van Tone, what hospital is best equipped for snake bites?
All of them at the moment, yeah. It used to only be Livingston, which is actually very, very good. But you can go to Green Acres and all of them now. They all know how to treat it.
So
but,
Livingston as well, eh?
Yeah, but make sure that when you get bitten or before you actually get bitten by a snake, hopefully no one does, but make sure medical aid covers certain bites and certain codes and procedures and certain hospitals, because sometimes hospitals don't accept you if you're on a certain medical aid.
Yeah,
so make sure you know all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, check your hospital.
Yeah,
and your medical
you don't want to
aid
waste
for sure.
time going to St. George's maybe and they say, no, I'm sorry, we don't accept it. You have to go to Green Acres. So
But it sounds like most,
you
I
gotta
mean,
find out,
whichever hospital your medical aid accepts,
Yeah.
just go to that one because they sounds think they're all pretty good with it.
Yeah, and the question of which hospital has antivenom.
Yes.
It always arises.
They all have it.
Some don't, but they lend from each other. It's amazing. Like, why must every single hospital be equipped with antivenom for every different, like the polyvalent and the monovalent, and then all of a sudden no one gets bitten for 6 months and it expires. And
What's the difference between what's polyvalent and
polyvalent means poly meaning many. It can cope with Mamba, Cobra, Runkel's Parfada, and Gaboon Viper. All of those cobras, all the spitters, everything is all under one now. So the doctor doesn't need to make the fatal mistake of, was it a Cobra or Parfada? You treat it with everything. But the monovalent is only for boomslang.
Okay.
So
There's another
boomslang
Lawless Brown. It's just
very cool.
So the other
Gar
one,
Samson nogal.
Gar Samson,
very
the
cool.
weatherman.
Very cool.
And Bill Branch. Remember Bill Branch? So
I do. He was a very good friend of mine. Yeah, he's shown me, lent me quite a few books to read and stuff, and he passed away before I could actually return them. So I went to his wake and everything like that. But he was like a mentor to me in terms of the research side of things. If you want somebody of knowledge, he could give you knowledge, not only on little tiny reptiles and stuff, but daisies. He knew like every single daisy species in South Africa, and you'll go to Addo and you think, oh, there's a couple of elephants, there's a hardy dog, and there's some speckworm. No ways. When he talks to you about Addo, you're there for 4 hours and you're just sitting there and there's things you don't even know about that he knows about that Addo. And that is knowledge. That is wisdom and knowledge. Yeah. So
now listen, I cut you off there when you talk about the poly one, and then the other one is the
the monovalent is boomslang. Only boomslang.
Only boomslang.
You cannot even cross the two. You can't treat a cobra with a monovalent or a boomslang with polyvalent. Boomslang, monovalent. It even says boomslang on the outside of the box.
Is it only boomslang and then the rest?
The rest is fine. All together.
Is all polyvalent. Okay.
All polyvalent. All the same.
That's reassuring to know.
It's helpful,
Like it's
but
mostly going to be that polyvalent.
One thing I must always warn: do not treat a night-adder bite with antivenom. It does not work. It makes it worse. Don't even. Night-adder, there's no antivenom for night-adders. They are not life.
What do they look like?
Like a puff-adder, long, bit slender, a little bit more patterns, more blotches on the body, not the V's. They've got one big V on the back of their head. That's the only V it's got. Just one on the back of their head. And that's the one that bites, painful, everything, but no antivenom. Nothing. You
So
just
you
treat
can't-
for pain and that's it.
And,
You don't even
and,
gotta
and
ask for it.
recovery, all right.
No problem. You recover the next day, but it's like you've been stung by 20 bees. You're swollen, you're ugly
know.
and everything, but it's gonna sort
But it's
itself.
gonna sort
You
itself.
won't even have skin splitting or anything.
So bee sting kind of vibe
Yeah,
there.
a very bad bee sting, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, bee sting's bad enough, man.
Oh, no, horrible. I have a bad time with bees. I actually do beekeeping, and I always get nailed. I don't know. I've had bad luck lately. with
I
bees.
love those bees.
Yeah, and they
They'll
sting
be-
me not like on the leg or the elbow. They'll sting me like in my eye or like somewhere where it looks like a chameleon afterwards. You know,
We're talking about
they do that.
things that sting in the freaking eyes because they know it's
that's-
soft tissue.
Yeah, it's like they
know where to go.
They design. They say I'm gonna target his eyeball.
So you've been
Yeah,
stung
no.
in the eye.
Yeah, I've been stung. When I was like a lighty, I once smelt, I remember clearly I smelt a hibiscus flower, a nice red one. I was like, oh, what is this? So I stuck my nose in it and a bee stung me on my eyeball, like right on the eye. And I was like 4 years old. Since then, I still do bees. I love them. I enjoy the whole bee romanticism of the beekeeping. But, I've had bad luck.
They don't like you after all
No,
that.
they nail me.
Oh,
Yeah.
anything that you need to unlearn.
Unlearn
Yeah, have you got bad habits that you need to unlearn?
bad habits. Saying yes to jobs that I just cannot do. Yeah, I'll give it a bash.
I'll be there.
No.
It's all right.
Sometimes, like, you get, for example, like, it hasn't happened in a while, but someone will give you like a huge big otter or something like that and say, please look after. You go, yeah. Still in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I can put this here, I can do this.
Yeah.
I cannot do that. you
Yeah,
know.
otters,
So
another
you
story.
got to learn that sometimes you got to give certain jobs and things and certain animals to away.
Yes,
You
yes.
can't look after everything financially and time consuming. You can't actually do it.
for sure.
Even raising, like, say, one little dove. And you say, okay, that's fine. Yeah, this is one little dove. So quick. 2 doves. Okay, that's fine. 3 doves. Okay, that's fine. 4 doves. 5 doves. Oh my goodness. Now all of a
too many
sudden,
doves.
why did I say yes? Why did I say yes? There's people that do this now. You know? I don't have to do it all, you know.
The
so-
partridge in the pear tree after all
that's
those
it. You've
steps.
got to pass those up at the time. And there's lots of people that love doing it.
What's the 12 turtle doves? I don't know. How many turtle doves you allowed to have?
No, what's the limit? There's
I
a
don't know.
limit
I don't
apparently.
know.
Oh no. So.
Oh, no. Okay, Gary's got some great questions here. He says, the most unusual place you've ever fallen asleep.
Unusual place. I don't know. I really don't know.
You can pass if you can't
Yeah, I
remember.
can't think of any place. Probably the beach, but
Have you got any? Do you live by any motto or any advice or anything that somebody's given you, or you got yourself?
any advice?
Yeah, or any sort of motto or anything that you might have.
I can't think of
A
it,
motto's
but it'll
probably-
come to me.
A motto's probably a bad word, but motto sounds too.
I
thing,
like,
but maybe advice or.
I liked what the late Steve Irwin said.
Yeah.
I always go by what he says. You take the football of conservation and you run it forward. That's what I
really?
always
Okay,
love at that, and you'd be happy to see that.
Take it,
football
and
of
then the next
conservation,
guy-
you run for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty. That touched heart.
This Ray is harmless.
Don't go and swim with Ray.
Yeah.
But yeah, that always hit hard when I read his book on that, and also when I saw him being interviewed on that. So that was quite a good motto. Yeah.
Your perspective on the world has it changed over time?
The world
Well,
has
yeah,
changed.
yeah. I mean,
Yes, I have to admit, I can see it through a lot of education talks that I do and stuff
Yeah.
like that. The world is becoming extremely technologically minded, and that is it's a little bit sad because when I was a kid, I used to be bad at computers. In fact, computers only come when I was like a 7-9. So I really I preferred the bush and I preferred this type of stuff. But unfortunately, a lot of people and kids are going towards the huge big internet tech scene, and that drops the conservation scene. That's the first thing that goes. Is time out in the bush, which lacks conservation. So that's why, it's very sad, but I can see it's the way of the world now. It's going that way.
In some ways, it's really great, but because it gets messages out and gets things.
It does,
but it does restrict that
Yes.
especially the early childhood getting out there in the bush and loving it.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
like you did.
what I used
obviously.
to do on Cub Scouts. I mean, I used to
Did you do Scouts?
Friday nights. I was like, yeah, do not miss this. I'm
Really?
going because I'm going to get into that, and I loved it, you know.
Yeah.
But everything's too techno now. I mean, you
Yeah,
see the
yeah.
guys sitting their cell phones all the time like that.
Yeah.
It's drop that phone and just go do something else, you know. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's it. But that is the way it's going. I mean, but on the other hand, if it wasn't for multimedia,
Yeah.
I would never been able to get my conservation out.
Yeah,
ever.
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
my Facebook page. I mean, all the
Yeah.
time it's sitting. So people, and why they're on it? They're not on there just to advertise on them because there's no advertising on it. So it's all conservation. So
Yeah.
if it wasn't for it,
Yeah.
I'd also be suffering.
I
So
know.
it's a double-edged sword
It
that
is,
you're
it
playing
is,
with.
it
So
is.
yeah, it's,
But we've got to try and get the guys out there. I think that's the
Yes,
thing
yeah,
is to get
definitely, yeah.
get people into the valley, get people into
Yeah.
the bush.
and if you can't do it, bring the bush to them.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to. I'm
Yeah.
trying to bring it.
And the
into
education
the-
is amazing
Yes.
what you do.
Yeah, no, I love it. And those kids are a shame, and they're pretty cool.
If there was
Yeah.
okay, well, last couple of questions.
Yeah.
If there was something that you can instantly become an expert at, what would it be?
Insects.
Insects.
Definitely,
Yes.
yeah. It's amazing. There's so many.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
endless,
yeah. Huge.
and to be able to just sit there and name whatever that
Okay.
is, whatever that is,
Yeah, yeah.
from everything. I would love that because I can do the snakes, I can do it with many trees and plants and
Yeah.
stuff. But insects, I mean, there's millions of
I
them.
know
So-
it's crazy if you
and
if you
spiders
think of it.
also,
And
but
there's
insects, yes,
all
yeah.
it's all another.
It's a totally different field. Yeah,
and they all eat each other. They all
Yeah,
it's that whole,
they
that whole
are
thing.
related. And you know,
Yeah.
some insects look horrific. And you're like,
Yeah.
yo, what is that thing? And then you hold it and it's just not harmless. It's not going to do
Yeah.
anything to you.
We were talking
But,
about a
yeah.
Parktown prawn the other day.
Yeah, miserable.
But
Ugly looking things
yes.
like pets. No.
Jeez, like
I
they're
mean,
terrible.
I've got about 400 hissing cockroaches as pets at home. And I love them. Oh, they're nice. They're about that big.
No.
A big colony and they live in like a nice egg box hotel. And
Oh my
lovely.
God, no.
No, I love it. I feed
I
them
don't know
fish
about
flakes and all that. Nice. And, well,
Flakes.
and butternut and whatever. Then they come out and I use them for my talks and the kids go berserk. You bring this big cockroach out, but you don't show them there. And you have them all in your pocket.
Oh, right.
There.
That's
But
it.
every time you move your arm, they go, they hiss like that. And people are, it's like, something's in there. And then you go, okay, I'm going to bring it out. And you go, voila, and that kid's just belted. And nothing's more satisfying than that. But afterwards, they get used to it and they hold it and that's it. You know?
Oh,
So
man.
that's an insect.
Hissing
That's
cockroaches.
Hissing
Are
cockroaches.
they? Are they?
No,
indigenous?
Madagascar. They
Oh, right.
they originally brought through years ago to feed to people's lizards. And then people realized, wait a minute, these things get too big for lizards. They're monsters. I mean, some of mine are like that. They're huge things. And also, they actually make nice pets.
And what do they chow?
Fish food and just fish food, apple slices if you want, but butternut slices.
Oh, butternut.
You put butternut, you don't even have to feed them water. They hang in there and just carry on. They're cockroaches. So they're very easy. Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. That was instantly become an expert in
Yes,
insects.
yeah.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that whole
No, it's
thing
amazing,
there.
yeah.
And you
Yeah.
put a light on outside, and there's
Yeah.
so many.
I used to do that, put a light out with a sheet and a
Yes.
torch behind the sheet, and they fly into the sheet and they stick onto the gun. So that's that.
Okay, that's that, and that's
What's
that.
that? Yeah, I loved just
Yeah.
many years ago. Yeah.
I never really, because insects are
Yeah.
just something you always swat or you.
Yeah, it's a little buggy thing. Okay, but mosquitoes, I'm sorry, they
Okay,
don't
you
need
don't
to
like that
be around.
stuff.
No, nothing's worse than a mosquito.
Those
bug.
little muggies, what are those things?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
you
that's the thing. I
See,
wish
they
I
don't know
knew.
which
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Okay,
I wish I knew,
we'll
yeah.
try and find out. We'll try and find
Yeah, no, sure.
All right. Last few questions. We
Yes,
always
yes.
ask. We
Yes.
always ask these two questions. Your proudest moment is one.
Yeah,
And then the other one is a moment when your most embarrassing moment, or when something's gone completely wrong, like the gods have been
Disaster.
conspired
No.
against you. Yeah.
I think an embarrassing moment was probably one of my first years on conservation. You like think it's like the coolest thing on earth and everything, and I got called out to 5 ways because there's a rock dusty in the car engine. And I thought, okay, well, I've never done this before. Let me go give it a
Rock
crack.
dusty.
And I
Jump
went,
on it.
and I did not know that the SABC News was there recording and watching this whole thing and everything like that. Yeah, and I caught the dusty, and they give that massive scream after us, and I half wet myself because I've never heard this before. But I'm hanging in there. I'm like, oh, cool. I got the dusty up like this, and then the news reporter comes in and says, so tell me about this dusty. Like, how did it get into the car? And everything. I'm going, hey, you got to watch for the teeth. They're bad. And that's what I said. And that's all I said. And I said that on TV. On SABC News. So,
In front of a million
you got millions.
Watch out for the teeth.
Yeah, just watch out for the teeth they bite. Like, that's all I could say. Because, I didn't mention anything that maybe it got up the car by accident. Nothing. Just watch the teeth they bite. That was probably one of snakes. That's a bad moment. I always like to rewind that moment. So that was
don't worry
very
about
embarrassing.
that. I didn't see it. So
that's
I put it in the
okay.
afternoon at 1 o'clock.
I hope they did. I could never put it down. I don't know. It's SABC 3 News. So,
Okay, and your proudest moment?
Proudest moment.
Other than birth of your kid, have you got kids in there?
Yeah, I got kids. Yeah, I got.
How
No,
many
those
kids
are
now?
proud. Nathan 13, Axel 7, and they
Okay.
are bachat, awesome.
Is it?
So that's proud moments. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But other than that, I'd say lots of little moments. For example, my dad will come up to me in the shop. I don't know him. He doesn't know me, and he says, "Listen, your Uncle Mark." I go, "Yeah." He says, "No, thanks to you, I threw away my undersized fish the other day because my kid moaned at me for keeping undersized fish." And I go, the kids are obviously the future, and that's it.
Yes.
So awesome. He's listening to his kids, so that's pretty proud. And PE Public makes me proud. They have, if you want someone to back you up, it's PE. And that's proud moments. I
that's
mean,
good. That's you.
Yeah, no, that's proud. I mean, they helped out. I mean, we got a little baby, a bush squirrel that came all the way from Limpopo in somebody's car engine all the way to Port Alfred.
Holy crap.
They stopped at Golden Gate National Park in the Free
10-hour
State,
trip or something.
and it's all chilled, and then it ended up in Port Alfred, and the people said, we were in the cricket park, next to the cricket park, and this thing has been 3 weeks in our car engine. So eventually I got the little thing, and now I'm thinking, I can't release it here. I can't keep it. It's going to die here. So I must take it back to Limpopo and let him go. So, and guess who backed me up? PE. Because I had to get a sponsorship. So what I did, have a fundraising evening. So
Get
I
the squirrel
told, I
back.
put it on my thing and said, get squirrel back, let's go. Or whoever wants to, come up the Lady Slipper Mountain and I'll show you how to do a huge, big, massive chameleon count in the dark. Looking for chameleons. And so many people came. I raised enough money. I had a big box saying, help take me home for the little squirrel. Everybody donated into there. And that was just PE people.
Yeah.
And they gave me enough money to go all the way to Luchigod outside of Limpopo, inside there, release a squirrel and drive all the way back.
Oh,
again.
that's magic.
That was PE. Now that's proud. That's proud of
That is
PE.
good.
So, yeah.
And I
enjoyed
love the
that,
fact to take, because people are interested in that, going to check out.
Oh, they love it.
Lady
I love
Slipper.
it. I love seeing that,
check
yeah.
chameleons. And
Absolutely.
They come out at night. Or what?
They no. The funny thing is they're sleeping at night,
Okay.
but nobody realizes that chameleons glow in the dark with the
Oh.
torch. So you can just virtually pick
Oh,
them
is
up.
it? They pick them up like where they-
But don't touch them because then they fall to the ground.
Oh,
at
shit,
night,
man.
But yeah, their tummies glow white in the dark. So
no way,
and public loved it. I think I had 200-300 people that are out
Jeez,
there
like-
just to go up the mountain to go look at chameleons for one night. I
Jeez,
mean,
like-
how cool is that? You know?
It was like
That's
a full-on
PE for you,
center
yeah.
stage show moving
Yeah, it was
around on the
wonderful.
Lady Slipper.
You see the convoy, it looked like a funeral. We're driving convoy all the way up the mountain, all these cars following us. And, no, it was wonderful. No, that is awesome. You know, that is a very proud moment there. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
And anything else you want to get out there? Anything else you know, telling them before we disappear?
Yeah,
we do the
no.
competition. We're gonna do the competition.
Conserve snakes. WhatsApp me anytime. Never feel bad. Everyone feels bad about. So they always say,
Should I
"Sorry
phone?"
to bother you." I said, "No, you're not bothering me."
You don't
I mean,
strike me as
no,
a guy who
yeah.
care. If
That's
I message you
wonderful.
at 12 o'clock at night. it's
Yeah,
gotta be
message.
okay.
If I'm not able to do it, then if I don't reply straight away, I could be busy doing my lectures and stuff with
Yes.
the Sandula Kids. But
Kissing your wife or
always phone
something.
me or just send me a WhatsApp. I will get to it eventually. Yeah, I get a lot of WhatsApp, so that's why.
sure,
So
sure.
yes, but I will get back to you always.
Oh, magic. So if you spot anything and you're worried about it, if it's a snake, don't worry, just let it be and phone him. Phone him.
That's it,
He'll tell you what it is. Take a photo and
That's
message
it. Photos are the best.
And we can get on that website as well. We posted it on all the things.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. It's been great.
Fantastic. Let me get my microphone so
Yeah.
we don't have too much of this in the background. And
take it to our sponsors, to Spa and to Fitch and Leads, to Fat Cats for the food, and Mobia for the internet. And so we're going to do the competition now. I think we've got the competition. So let's see who's going to win this week. Our winner of the Fitch and Leads. Fitch and Leads. Gino spot one. We have to do another one. A redraw. Let's see. Who's it going to be? Is it Sue? It's Mike Marshall. Oh, there we go. Mike Marshall, you are our winner this week. Fantastic. Brilliant. Keep it in the family. It's great. That's good. You can share that. You can
Share the prize together.
Very good. Very nice.
Thanks, guys, and we'll see you on Tuesday. It's actually see you Monday. Monday next week, we've got Mandla Madwacha. We are going to speak to Mandla about all sorts of things, including the boardwalk and about his statue that he wanted to do. We'll find out everything about Mandla Madwacha on Monday. It's going to be a very interesting one. Thank you so much, Mark.
Thanks a lot.
Fantastic.
Very good. Thanks.
Great. Cheers, guys. Woo! Nice to see you again. And make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Thank you to Spa and thank you to Fitch and Leads. Thank you, Fat Cats, as well. There we go. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks. It's been good.
You're the crocodile.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle.